Since 1965, the blue and white flags of Israel have filled Fifth Avenue annually, demonstrating Jewish pride and the strong bond between Israel and New York City. Over the years, this once small-scale event has blossomed into the world's largest gathering in support of the State of Israel. Those marching today represent a diverse group of Jewish communities and their supporters who stand united in solidarity with the people of Israel and remind the world that they are one people, one heart, joined together for Israel Day on 5th. And welcome everyone to our live coverage of Israel Day on 5th. I'm Robert Moses, so thrilled to be joined by three-time Emmy Award-winning journalist and, more importantly, my friend, Dana Arshan.
Can I give you the biggest hug?
Nice to see you again.
Thank you for having me by your side for the second straight year. Shalom, everyone. To all of you watching at home, a very special shalom to the Rosenberg family, my family in Israel. I love you all so much, and I'm truly just so honored to be back here. Tens of thousands of people are out here today marching in a show of unity.
Today's event is being produced by the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, and we're live, the best seat in the house, 68th Street and 5th Avenue, bringing our broadcast to friends here watching in the U.S., in Israel, and all around the world.
And already you can feel how deeply today's theme, which is Am Echad Lev Echad, one people, one heart, resonates with today's participants as they fill the streets with a shared passion for Israel.
You said passion. I know no one who is more passionate than the third member of our broadcast team, Baruch Shemtov. Baruch, always great to see you, but especially so today.
So great to see both of you, and such an honor to be here with you. You know, this event has always meant the world to me. You know, I grew up marching right here on Fifth Avenue, first with Manhattan Day School, then with Ramaz, and now more than ever, it's so important to demonstrate our solidarity with Israel. So I am so thrilled to be here with both of you, with everyone lining Fifth Avenue, and of course with all of you watching at home around the world, as today's theme says, one people, one heart.
Baruch, you said it so eloquently. This gathering does not exist in a vacuum. We can't ignore the events of the last several months around the world, and to that end, one of the main objectives of today's gathering is to draw renewed attention to the more than 120 hostages who are still being held by Hamas. They've been held since their abduction from Israel on October 7th, and the message here is an urgent one to the whole world: bring them home now.
This really is going to be an incredible and emotional afternoon. Israel Day on 5th welcomes honored guests, including families of those hostages captured on October 7th and survivors of the Nova Music Festival attack. Also residents of several southern Israeli communities near Gaza, participants from more than 200 synagogues, schools, and organizations, plus numerous dignitaries from Israel and here in the U.S. Not to mention our amazing house band Soul Farm, who you heard from at the beginning. Their music, I just love it. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, it's soulful.
And Dana, to get us started, the NYPD Police Band. By the way, the only band that you will hear from today, marking sort of the more solemn nature of this gathering. But let's take a listen to the NYPD band as they strut up 5th Avenue. Little 76 trombones from the Music Man. The NYPD Police Band was organized back in 1901, currently has 70 members. Their motto is serve, protect, and entertain.
The NYPD band performs at department ceremonies, parades, and community events across the city and in concerts around the world. Founder and longtime leader, Lieutenant Tony Giorgio, retired in 2019. It's now led by Johan Gill.
You're going to hear us say this a lot today, but we want to say thank you to City Hall, to the NYPD, and all the other agencies who are working together today to support Israel Day on 5th and keep all of the thousands of participants and spectators safe.
It's incredible how many officers came out today and how welcome they have been and how supportive.
It is both encouraging and reassuring to see all of them here, and we thank them for keeping this city safe today and every day. They are, theirs is a 24/7 job.
It sure is.
They don't get a day off.
No.
They don't get a second off, and we're so grateful that they are here.
These guys are so talented.
Stand by me from the NYPD police band. They sound terrific. Today's event continues a cherished annual tradition here in New York City, and we are honored to be sharing it with you right here on Fox's My 9 and streaming live at IsraelDayOn5th.com. IsraelDayOn5th.com.
And for more information throughout the march, you will see a QR code on your screen. You can scan it at any time for more information about JCRC New York.
I think this is the third year for the QR code, maybe?
I don't know. My second year by your side. I'm learning so much from you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. This is the National Conference of Shomrim Societies, now coming up Fifth Avenue. Founded in 1958, the conference is a place where police, fire, and public safety officers of the Jewish faith may join together for the welfare of all.
The first Shomrim Society for Police Officers was founded by the PYPD in 1924. Groups marching, the Shomrim Society of the New York City Police Department. Let's take a look for a second. Big group here. And again, you hear some chanting, bring them home, a big theme of today and what so many are hoping for.
Dana, we want to make a note of how we're sort of avoiding the word parade today, and that is an intentional choice. This is more of a gathering in solidarity. We recognize, obviously, the hostages who are still being held by Hamas, and so this is less of a celebratory atmosphere and more solemn this year than ever before. This parade is a product of again, the world in which we live, and we can't ignore the realities of what's happening.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, there will be hostage families walking today. I can't imagine what they go through every day. Also, I don't know if you saw that man who was waving to me, not on camera, but right next to us. His name's Jake, and I went to synagogue with him at the Jericho Jewish Center for many years. He ran the men's club at our synagogue, so he just walked by. I have so many friends marching today.
Yeah, you said you have one or 10 people who are here.
Much more than that. And I told everyone to shout out to me as they're walking by.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, that's the best part of this seat, is to get to see people as they're walking by, wave, catch whatever.
I know we're not doing music this year, but do you remember when we had our private Matisyahu concert last year?
Yes. And I'll tell you what, the fact that there are no marching bands this year besides the NYPD's marching band makes Soul Farm, just behind us, all the more important, because they're the ones who are going to be providing the musical entertainment and
they deserve
interludes
it. They're
today.
here year after year, so
Yeah,
I'm happy to give them the extra coverage this year.
So what's it like that you're back for the second year? Are you pumped?
Well, I mean, clearly you liked me enough that you put in a good word to have me back, so I'm grateful. Actually, I'll take this time quickly to give a shout out to the Holocaust Memorial and Tolerance Center of Nassau County on Long Island, where I work as a storyteller primarily. I interview Holocaust survivors all year round. My grandfather, who passed away in December, my papi, was an Auschwitz concentration camp survivor, and he's my inspiration for doing this work. And it has also just led me to this beautiful journey that I'm on, where I get involved with organizations like JCRC, and it's been so fulfilling.
And we'll talk more about your work there at the Holocaust Museum. But now we want to hear from Soul Farm, and my personal favorite song that they do. It's called Walk With Me, which they wrote for this parade. Let's listen to Soul Farm.
Yeah.
That was great. Soul Farm, walk with me. Walk with me, you'll never walk alone. Those words have particular resonance this year, and we know how music has proven to be such a big part of the resilience of the Jewish people, and we're seeing that resilience this year.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, we're being so sensitive to what's happening right now, but you can never take the music and dance away from our culture. It's what unites us. It's what brings us together. It's what's passed on at every occasion. The hora, my husband requested an extra long hora at our wedding, the dance where you all
yeah, you talked about that last year, yeah.
So it's beautiful to hear the music, and I'm glad that there is still music here this year.
And the celebration, as you see Mayor Eric Adams there, taking a little bit longer to come up Fifth Avenue because of the increased interest in Israel Day on 5th this year. You can imagine the interest from journalists both here in the U.S., New York City, all around the world is especially intense this year given what we're dealing with. And so the mayor is stopping to chat along the way up, and again, understandably so. And I think he is making his way to join Baruch Shemtov, and he is with Baruch. Hey, Baruch.
That's right. Hey, guys, I have Mayor Adams with me right now. Thank you so much for being here. Now more than ever, having your presence here on Fifth Avenue means the world.
Well, and I think it's so important because we've watched throughout the year of a minority, loud voices, and people thought that was the spirit of New York. This is the spirit of New York. Hundreds, thousands that are out here with one constant message: bring them home, destroy Hamas, and we could bring peace in that region.
Amen. And you know, every year you are here supporting, and again, it means the world, not just to New Yorkers, but really to people around the world. What is the special connection between New York and Israel?
Well, you know, we have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. It's here in New York City. And it's a symbol. If Jews are safe here in this city, then all groups are also safe here. And I'm consistent on my message. This city has no room for hate. It doesn't matter if it's our Sikh community, our Muslim community, our Jewish community, our African American community. This is a city where we do not allow hate to fester. And you're saying that here on the Avenue, the spirit is alive and well. Many wanted us to cancel this parade. We said no. New York does not run. We stand firm. We're resilient. This is New York City.
Well, Mayor, we are so grateful to you. Thank you for everything. Enjoy today.
Baruch, thank you. And you know, the mayor, we thank the mayor as well. You know, he brings up a good point, because I think there was some discussion, a long discussion after October 7th. What happens to this gathering? Does it go forward? And even as recently as a few weeks ago, there was a lot of uncertainty about it. But the mayor and the NYPD have both been very clear that this is an incredibly important show of unity. This had to go forward. I mean, yes, the security apparatus is tremendous, but it had to go forward as a message to the world that hate and violence will not win.
And I actually just this past Wednesday went to Gracie Mansion for a beautiful event that the mayor hosted, a Jewish Heritage Month event. And it was incredible to see how he has unwavering support for the Jewish community. And this has nothing to do with anything happening in the Middle East except for the rise in anti-Semitism that we're seeing, and him saying to New Yorkers, you are safe here, whatever your religion is, I support you. And it has been amazing to see that. He has been unwavering.
And wherever you fall on the political spectrum, that doesn't matter today. One thing we can say about this mayor is that he is very clear that hatred of any type toward any group just will not be tolerated. And he's been consistent and strong about that.
He has been. And we just saw our good friend Kayla Mamalak, who co-anchored with you a few years earlier.
Yes.
She now works for the mayor's office, so that was great to see her right behind us. Another beautiful weather day, by the way.
Oh.
We got lucky. Have you had a rainy day here?
I have. Usually, though, the rain has held off. I checked the temperature when we signed on, 78 degrees in Central Park, which is just about perfect. It's sunny here, not intensely so. I hear it's going to be a little cloudy later on today, but we don't expect any rain in the forecast. And
wow.
that's very good. And again, you can hear more of the bring them home chants.
And this banner right now is showing hostages' faces. This is so powerful, and you're going to see their faces throughout the march here today. just like last year. It looks never-ending, just incredible to see a sea of individuals, tens of thousands of marchers.
Yeah, among these marchers, Dana, released hostages, their families, supporters. This is the Hostage and Missing Families Forum. It was formed by the families of the abductees less than 24 hours after the horrific attack by Hamas on Israel back on the 7th.
Yeah, and again, marchers related to the released hostages also here, their families and supporters, along with members of Kibbutz Be'eri, which was attacked on October 7th. The forum is volunteer-based and focused on bringing the hostages back home to their families. Again, you're hearing that Bring Them Home chant.
This event, unlike any I have been a part of over these 12 or 13 years that I've been part of this parade, this gathering. Parade will slip every so often, and I apologize for that. I mean no disrespect using that word. That's a word we've used traditionally in the last few years, but it's just a different tenor this year.
We just saw a photo on screen of Noah Argamani. That she was one of the most notorious videos on October 7th. She was pulled from her boyfriend and taken away on a motorcycle with Hamas terrorists. We just saw her face there, and I believe Hamas just this week released a video with her voice in it as her mother is dying from cancer in Israel. And you have to remember that it's not just a collective group. Each individual has such a powerful story. And I think a big purpose of today is remembering the individual stories of each hostage, of each victim.
That's a powerful image there.
Yeah.
Flags as far as you can see, and images of some of those who have been touched by what happened on the 7th. And you really hit on this too. There's such a multiplier effect. For every hostage, there are parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents and brothers and sisters and cousins and friends and colleagues. And you know, when we talk about how there are 120 hostages still believed to be in Hamas, that only scratches the surface of the number of people who are affected.
And don't forget those victims who died that day.
Absolutely.
The Nova exhibit, have you heard about it here in New York City?
I haven't, but I think you were mentioning it to me earlier.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's an exhibit about the Nova Music Festival downtown. It's here for another few weeks, and it is so powerful. It shows, it's very difficult to, you can't unsee what you see, but it's very important, I believe, to keep their memories alive, and it describes in details what happened that day, and the original cars that were burned were shipped over here.
Dana, Baruch is now with the family members of one of the hostages. Baruch.
That's right. I am here with the Nutra family, Orna, Ronen, and Daniel. Orna and Ronen are the wonderful parents of Omer, and Daniel is the brother. First of all, I don't even know what words to choose, but I'm so sorry about everything that your family is going through, and you have been such powerful voices on this truly tragic and pressing issue. So, first of all, thank you to all three of you for being here with us today.
For giving us a voice.
First of all, I think it's so important for us to talk about the incredibly beautiful and important gentleman on your shirts, on your posters, Omer. Would you tell us a little bit about your son?
Sure. So Omer is a New Yorker, a true New Yorker. He was born here in the city on October 14th, 2001. This was exactly a month after 9/11. And I remember that day walking with him over the Queensboro Bridge, with him in my belly, 9 months pregnant with him. And it's just unbelievable to me that he celebrated his 22nd birthday in captivity with Hamas. He grew up on Long Island. We've been living on Long Island, a proud member of the community. He's an avid sports fan, so New Yorkish, loves the New York Knicks no matter how good or bad they do. He loves playing sports himself. He's this big guy, 6 foot, big smile on his face, always looking to make new friends, taking leadership roles. When he graduated high school, he was accepted to Binghamton, but decided to defer and spend a year in Israel. There he fell in love with the country, with his peers. And as a dual citizen of the United States and America, he felt very strongly that he also needed to serve. So he postponed his college education. He said, I'm going to serve in the IDF. And on the morning of October 7th, he was positioned on the border with Gaza. And he was caught by surprise, like the other forces that day, was a first responder on the border. And he was taken by Hamas. And we have no sign of life since. The only sign of life we have is a video that Hamas themselves published, seeing that he was taken alive from his tank with his team members. And we know nothing about him since. It's been an ongoing terrorist attack on him, on the other 125 hostages that are still there, and on all the families.
Your strength is truly unbelievable, the way that you're able to speak on behalf of so many families. And of course, so many Americans were directly impacted by October 7th. What can you tell us about the Americans who were killed and taken hostage on that tragic day?
So unfortunately, not a lot of Americans know it, but 45 Americans were murdered, slaughtered on October 7th, and 12 were taken hostage. 8 are still in captivity. Among them our son. 5 living Americans and 3 deceased that were murdered are still in captivity. We need them back. There is a deal on the table, a Netanyahu deal that Biden laid out on Friday. And it's time for all the parties to accept it, come to the table, and close that deal so that we can get our son back, bring him back to New York, and continue with our lives. We've been on hold. This is terrible. We have to get our life back. We have to get our son back.
Absolutely, and we can hear the cheers all around us right now. Bring them home, bring them home. And of course, they are also referring to your incredible son. And Daniel, you know, I know you're very close with Omer. What can you tell us about your incredible brother?
My brother Omer is my best friend. He's a role model, he's funny, he's just a great guy to be around. And he pushes everyone around him to succeed and be better versions of themselves. And without him, we're lost. And really, if you can imagine the suffering that my family is feeling with this gaping hole that he left behind, multiply that by 125 or more with all the families and friends and thousands of people who are missing their loved ones because of this crisis. And if you consider yourself a person who desires peace and desires happiness for as many people as possible, as much as I do, then the return of the hostages has to be the first step for that to happen. We all know this and we all want it desperately. And it shouldn't be controversial. We need this deal to happen now. This may be our last chance.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Our hearts are with you. All the hearts of all the people watching us right now are with you. All the hearts of the people marching here right now. As we're talking, people are blowing you kisses. People are sharing their strength with you. You are representing so many people around the world. We wish you the best, and we have just one message: bring them home. The Nutra family, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you.
Really, from all the communities that are standing here and that are showing their support every single day in prayer and in action. It means a lot to us and to the other families.
Well, you mean a lot to us, so does your family. Thank you. Thank you.
Baruch, thank you. And thank you to the Nutra family. Probably the most powerful interview that I've ever seen as part of this gathering.
A lot of the hostage family interviews are so heartbreaking, but every time I can't get over the strength that they show. To have your son abducted, taken hostage, and to carry that strength and be able to talk about it and come out, the strength is unbelievable. And that is the resilience of the Jewish people. You know, we have faced persecution and war century after century after century, and still we come out stronger than ever. And I think this family, like so many other hostage families, is a true representation of that.
And that interview with the Nutras is a reminder that this was not a one-day attack. This attack is now almost 8 months old. These loved ones have been dealing with this reality. Let's listen to this chant here in the background.
I saw a photo of one of the B-Bus boys, the red-headed little babies who were taken with their mother on October 7th, who are still believed to be held hostage. You see all these faces on all these posters, and again, it just makes it so personal.
The Hostage and Missing Families Forum is 2,000 strong. 2,000 people, and even that number barely scratches the surface of the number of people who are impacted.
It's beautiful to see everyone out together in such a show of support. I know people who have told me that they've never marched in this event before, and they're coming out this year. You'd think that some would be deterred, but it's quite the opposite based on what I've heard. More people than ever want to come out and show their support this year.
Yeah, you hear that chant, "Bring them home," and then others will chant, "Now."
Wow, here's this huge banner right now next to us. So this banner is right next to where Robert and I are sitting right now. Free them now. Just so agonizing for these families, month after month after month, to keep up that hope and strength and resiliency.
You know, one thing that struck me about the interview with the Nutras is how his brother speaks about Omer in the present tense. The hope remains, even though they're clinging to barely any evidence that they have. They cling to hope that he is alive and well, and that he will come home.
And just to give you a sense of how massive this group is, they are scaling right now in size. So they're going from 68th Street all the way down to 66th Street, just to give you a sense of how much support for this one specific group there is today. It's unbelievable. You know, I always listen to interviews with another mother of hostage, Hirsch Goldberg, who's another American. He had his arm blown off on October 7th, and she also speaks all the time as if he is with us, he is here, she is waiting for his return home. And I am always just in awe of these families. I have two little girls, my Maya and my Harlow, and you know, once you become a parent, it's the pain that you feel for other parents, it's unfathomable, and I envy them. That strength that they have, I don't know how I could ever handle such a situation, and the strength that they've shown is indicative of how many people came out to support them today.
We heard President Biden at the White House, and you heard the Nutras alluding to this. President Biden was talking about the possible deal that's on the table on Friday. We'll see if Benjamin Netanyahu accepts that. I mention that only to say that you hope that politics and egos can be set aside just for a minute for humanity, and that the hostages can be freed. Let's worry about the other things later. Let's bring these hostages home as soon as possible so they can be safe and their families can move on in peace and happiness.
I've been hearing that from so many hostage families. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, just focus on bringing these hostages home. It should be the #1. Especially, we can't forget, as they mentioned, there were so many Americans who were impacted on that day, and still today, still 5 who are believed to be held hostage.
Baruch, I want to thank you for that previous interview you did with the Nutras. It was very powerful. Let's check back in with you.
Absolutely, and you know, they are really representing so many people, so many families, both of hostages and just so many people who are impacted by this around the world. I really admire them, and we are all there with them together. You know, now I'm joined by 2 people who made today happen. Dr. Ben Golub, Dr. Cheryl Fishbein. Dr. Ben Golub is the president, and Dr. Cheryl Fishbein is the chair of JCRC New York. And you know, we wouldn't be here today without you, so thank you, thank you, thank you for making today happen despite all the naysayers.
despite all the naysayers. That was all a fake. Look at the enthusiasm and look at the love in the streets today. We're here as one people, showing solidarity for the people of Israel. We're bringing back the hostages. We're fighting anti-Semitism. We're doing it all together.
And you know, Dr. Golub, one people, one heart. That's the theme this year. What does that mean to you?
Am Yisrael Chai, we're one people. There are different types of Jews, but we all feel for each other. We have a sense of community. And this violation of our community by Hamas and this cruelty, this viciousness, you know, to a Jew to save one life is to save the universe. And we will not be happy. We will not be satisfied until every single hostage is free and brought back to the families and this atrocity comes to an end.
Absolutely, and as you're saying that, we see so many faces of hostages right behind us and the chance of bringing them home. That's absolutely permeating the spirit today here on Fifth Avenue. What makes today's event so special this year, Dr. Fishbein?
Well, normally it's a Celebrate Israel parade. So the parade is always about Israel. But this year it's about the hostages, about anti-Semitism, about eradicating hate. And so we're marching today to do that a little bit more serious, more somber. You're not seeing marching bands today, but you are seeing an enthusiastic group of people who want to watch over the Jewish people.
Absolutely, and it's palpable, the sense of community. What has the response been from the community about today's event?
The response has been unbelievable. We actually had to turn people away, organizations who wanted to participate, because so many people, there was no room to do the staging. So it's been, for example, I know a synagogue is double the people who came from last year. A Jewish day school near where my family lives, almost 8 times as many people showed up for this parade than last year. So tremendous enthusiasm. There's a need to express our outrage about the hostages as well as our deep love for Israel. And the horrible slander and misrepresentation, it hurts us to the bone. So that's why so many people wanted to come out and say, this is not the case. Am Yisrael Chai, we're one people, one heart. And we will not be tolerating this type of behavior, and we'll do whatever it takes to get them home.
Absolutely. Dr. Fishbein, Dr. Golub, thank you so much to you and JCRC New York for making today possible. And I'll send it back up to both of you.
Baruch, thank you. We have to take a minute-long break, but we will be back here on My 9 right after this.
Israel Day on 5th, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York.
UJA has been involved in Israel from its very beginning, and our work has only intensified since October 7th. In Israel right now, there's over 100,000 refugees that have left between the north and the southern regions of Israel. Constant rocket fire, threats to their home and their communities. Through UJA support, tens of thousands of Israelis have received mental health services, support services, housing, food, childcare services. The list goes on and on and on.
Only UJA Federation has the ability to mount a comprehensive response because we've been working with all the organizations for decades.
We are so grateful for everything you've done so far and everything you will do with us as we move forward.
It's going to take years to rebuild these communities, and because of all your support, we're stepping up and helping, making an impact each and every day.
And welcome back to Israel Day on 5th here on My 9, as well as streaming live at IsraelDayOnFifth.com.
And you'll also see a QR code again on your screen throughout the day today, so you can get more information on this march, on this event, and on JCRC New York.
And Baruch is down on Fifth Avenue with another special guest.
I am here with a very special guest, Ted Comet, who just turned 100 years old, the honorary marshal of today's event here on Fifth Avenue. And you know, we wouldn't be here if not for you, because you founded the Israel Day Parade many, many years ago. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm inspired by this whole turnout, and it's a very important expression and affirmation of the Jewish community and the Jewish experience.
We are all inspired by you, and thank you for your leadership. You know, you have seen so many historical moments over the last century. What does today's event mean to you? We are making history right now.
Well, we're exposed now to pressures that we never expected. The anti-Semitism that's growing here, the hostility to Israel. And it bothers me that the pressure is on Israel, not on Hamas. Hamas could have ended the war, just released the captives. But I don't hear that. The pressure's all on Israel, and for many, the anti-Israel becomes anti-Semitic. So it's very important for the Jewish community and its friends and its allies to express and affirm our Jewish condition.
Absolutely, and you know, I want to quote you here because you had a very important article in the Jewish Week, and here's what you said. You said, quote, "We have more resilience than we think we do as a people as well as individuals." What does that mean in light of what happened on October 7th?
Well, I was trying to give a larger perspective that historically the Greeks tried to destroy it, the Roman civilization tried to destroy it, the Spanish civilization, Hitler's, Stalin, and they're all gone, and we're here. That's a long view. More shorter view is, as difficult as things are, they were much worse in the 30s and the 40s. And we got through that. We will get through this as well.
Amen to that. And of course, we are all here in honor of Israel. Let's zone out a little bit. Let's really look at what Israel means to you and to the Jewish people.
To use an Einstein expression of time and space, we're the oldest civilization that's still being practiced today. And in terms of space, we're part of a global Jewish people. And I'm sorry, what was your question?
Just what Israel means to you and the Jewish people.
So, it's unprecedented that a people 2,000 years after it was conquered could reestablish itself. So whether we like or not our current government, that should not be our defining relationship with Israel. Basically, we should be supportive of Israel and be critical when necessary, but basically, Israel should know that we're there.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ted Comet. Happy, happy birthday. And his two grandchildren right here. Unbelievable support. Thank you. We wouldn't be here if not for Mr. Comet. Happy birthday. Send it back to you guys.
Baruch, thank you. The honorary marshal, Ted Comet, with his great-grandson and two great-nephews, and also his colleague, Philip Wagman. You know, Dana, Ted alluded to this, but one thing that I think October 7th really highlighted is the tremendous bond between New York and Israel, and how that bond overcomes oceans and principalities and land masses. Every year we gather to do this for a reason, no matter what has happened the previous year, and that bond is pretty unbreakable.
You're right, and we were just speaking about this before. You know, Jewish communities helped build this city and this country. We are an extension of Israel in so many ways, and as Mayor Eric Adams said earlier, we're the largest Jewish community outside of Israel. So, and it's not just New York. You know, Israel is our country's ally, or the democratic state in the Middle East, and we need them. We need these people, and it's amazing to see how the city has been so receptive and welcoming, and how they work so hard to make sure that we feel that bond remains today and will hopefully remain for years and years and years to come.
Let's welcome the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America, bringing some levity and joy to this. I'm sorry, the Friends of Israel Scout Sophie, looking very joyful coming up the avenue, I must say.
I love it. What do you think? Do you think this was a dance that was pre-planned, or they're just...
It looked kind of spontaneous to me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, this is still, we can't lose sight of the fact that this is still a joyous occasion, even though what is in the background, what is in the foreground are these hostages that need to be brought home. Let's talk about the Friends of Israel Scouts, founded in 1995. It's a youth movement for Jewish teens that originated in Israel. The community spanned more than 5,000 families.
The movement's program nurtures values of diversity, tolerance, inclusivity, social responsibility, strong ethics, as well as community involvement, and it inspires and empowers young individuals to make a positive impact in their communities and the world. Look at them there. Okay, no way that...
No, okay, you're right, you're right. That was choreographed.
Yes.
The Friends of Israel Scouts.
Wow. What a lively group.
I think that was the first real dance routine we've seen today.
That doesn't make me smile.
No,
Look at that. And they're right next to us, so you can't see on camera, but right to our left, and here they are. They're continuing to dance and clap and show a tremendous amount of energy. And I remember you had mentioned last year, you know, what's amazing is the generations that come out here. From young children, their parents, their grandparents, great-grandparents, and you continue to see that year after year after year. It's the generations that come together, and here the group is chanting.
We saw that in, you know, in Ted Comet's convertible, right? I mean, he's 100 years old. His great-grandson. You know, this younger generation, what an example of someone who has lived through so much turmoil and lived to tell about it.
And we didn't even get to speak about how articulate and incredible he looks for 100 years old. Unbelievable.
I'd take that at 40 years old,
Not
Danny.
the same. Oh, look at this family. The sun is really starting to come out here. Beautiful, beautiful day.
Now's a good chance to, again, say thank you to City Hall, the NYPD, and all the other agencies who are working together to support Israel Day on 5th and keep all the participants and spectators safe.
Shout out to the chairman of my Holocaust Museum, Alan Mindell, who sent me a text saying he and his wife are watching now. Thank you, Alan, and to all my other friends who are sending me messages of support. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you continue to stay with us until 3 o'clock, which is when our broadcast is expected to end today.
And while we wait for the next group here, Dana, how did October 7th change your work at the museum?
Oh, wow. It's a great question. And honestly, there's a lot of debate at the museum. We are a Holocaust museum, and our focus has always been on Holocaust. But the Holocaust would not have happened if it weren't for the Jewish people. So we've had a lot of conversations. Do we pivot and focus on Israel? Do we keep our focus on the Holocaust? Do we do a little bit of both? And I think what we have been doing lately is both. Making people understand that Our focus will always be on remembering the survivors, but just trying to also be sensitive.
This is PJ Library. It sends free, high-quality Jewish children's books to families every month. The PJ Library programs are offered in 40 countries. That's more than 7 million children's books a year being enjoyed by families all around the globe. These stories spark conversations that inspire the whole family to explore and celebrate what they love about Jewish life. The program, created by the nonprofit Harold Grinspoon Foundation, in keeping with its mission to help people connect to Jewish values, traditions, and culture while building vibrant Jewish families.
First of all, PJ Library is a huge staple in my house. My daughter Maya, her entire bookshelf is PJ Library. They send free books to both of my daughters, starting from birth. Hi, Joey. Joey Borgen just passed us. I don't know if those of you are familiar with him. Joey was actually beaten up in Times Square several years ago just for having a yarmulke. It was unrelated to anything that was happening, in other parts of the world, but he has become a friend of mine. He speaks out all the time. So that was Joey. Also, I saw Mazi Pillup, a legislator on Long Island. She just waved hello. You
mentioned Joey. I did the first interview with him after that attack.
It was Times Square, right?
It was. And yeah, and he was very willing to do that interview. He had visible injuries, and he has come back from that. All right, this is members of the government of the State of Israel now on Fifth Avenue. The official flow to the State of Israel is adorned with the state's iconic symbols under the theme of Israeli resilience. We've heard resilience a lot today.
Leading the delegation is Foreign Minister Israel Katz, accompanied by other Knesset members. Israel's new Consul General in New York, Ambassador Ophir Okunis, is also with us today. A poignant part of the delegation includes over 70 relatives of hostages kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th, and their loved ones, as we've been talking about all day, have been held in captivity for 240 days now. They carry a very powerful message: let our people go, bring them home.
And the Consul General is down with Baruch. Hey, Baruch.
Hey, I'm here with Ophir Akunis, the Consul General of Israel here in New York. First of all, thank you so much for being here on such a very special day for New York and for Israel.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm proud. I'm proud. It's a beautiful, beautiful, you can see here the Israeli flag with the American flags, by the way. It's always together. We are here together, and we are facing the huge challenges that our enemies are actually facing us.
What does it mean to you to see so many people from so many walks of life all out here today, thousands and thousands of people in support, standing in solidarity with Israel?
I will tell you, the majority of the American people, support the State of Israel. I think that you can see it. You can please take your camera and show the people, the hundreds, the thousands of hundreds of people that are actually marching here right now with us in the streets of New York. We are facing, as I said, challenging times. We can, think that they are the majority with the screamings, death to America and death to Israel. This is life to America, life to Israel, life to the Western world, to the democracies, and actually to the people who are sharing the same values.
Absolutely, and of course you have such an important role both here in the United States and in Israel, bringing us all together. Tell us a little bit about your role in the consulate.
Okay, Deb, I want to be honest and tell you that it's the first time that I'm marching here, not as a member of the Knesset or a minister, and my new job. So it's important to me personally. We have a lot of things to do together to stand against I want to tell you the horrific pictures that we can see from the campuses here around, the anti-Semitism, and of course to strengthen the ally between United States and New York, the Jewish communities in New York, and the Israeli people in New York. Bo, b'aksha. Please, yeah, it's okay. Excuse me. There are actually, I want to come with us. It's okay. It's okay. There are families of these beautiful, beautiful fallen soldiers that actually lost their lives, their most important thing, to defend. I'm Amit Bunzel. I saw you in your home, in his living room, and we cried together. Now look at these beautiful faces. These people, they are brave soldiers. They defend us, defend the people of Israel, our right to exist, and will continue to defeat Hamas until we defeat Hamas and bring all the hostages home again.
Absolutely, and such a special moment right now, interacting with these families and really thinking about the ultimate sacrifice that they've made.
I was crying with them. This is the most important, painful thing that actually a family, actually it's a huge price. You can't describe it. It's painful, and it's, you know, breaking your heart. And I'm with them, with all of these brave families and their brave soldiers that actually lost their lives in the battle.
And it clearly means so much to them that you just took the time to express your support for them, for their lost family members, for their families. And you know, of course, you are here in New York. What is the relationship, the important relationship between Israel and New York, and why is that so important?
Actually, the biggest Jewish community in the world, except Israel, of course, the state of Israel is right here in New York. The communities support Israel, and we support them in their challenging times here, and it's a huge challenging times for the Jewish communities here in New York, and we are doing it together.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
And we'll continue to march.
Have a wonderful parade. Thank you. That was Ofer Akunis, the Consul General of Israel here in New York. I'll send it back to you.
Baruch, thank you. And we're seeing the State of Israel float. I jumped the gun a little bit on this float, but it's coming up the avenue. And you know, Dana, the one thing that struck me during that interview is sort of the unscripted moment, how those family members came over and the Consul General said, no, it's okay. I want you to come over. I want to see their faces. You know, and here's the State of Israel float, but you know, we have a...
And that's the Let Them Go yellow ribbon that we always see, which is now representing this, you know, people are wearing yellow ribbons all over, some as a political statement, some just to show their support, but you will continue to see that ribbon. You can see all along the parade route.
The marchers along with this float include not only Israeli dignitaries, but also UN ambassadors from Austria, Guatemala, Albania, the Czech Republic, Georgia, Italy, Poland, Moldova, St. Kitts, and Nevis, along with the UK. So there is such a show of solidarity.
I actually know, looking behind me, I know the first 5 people on that float right now, including my friend Emily Austin right there, waving the flag all around. Wow, amazing. Gilad Erdogan, UN ambassador, is with this float as well. He is a dignitary who I've been meeting with throughout the year. You can hear them, they are singing. We weren't expecting much music today. Let's listen to them for a moment. That's my friend Emily waving the flag there.
Evenu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom aleichem. Evenu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem.
The State of Israel float. We're about an hour into our coverage. We're going to take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back right after this.
Israel Day on 5th, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York.
UJA has been involved in Israel from its very beginning, and our work has only intensified since October 7th.
Only UJA Federation has the ability to mount a comprehensive response because we've been working with all the organizations for decades.
Through UJA, tens of thousands of Israelis have received mental health services, housing, food, childcare services. The list goes on and on. And because of all your support, we're stepping up and making an impact each and every day.
Welcome back to Israel Day on 5th here on My 9 and also streaming on Israel Day on 5th.com. We're so happy you're with us. Dana Arshan is to my right, and I'm Robert Moses. Again, a gathering unlike any we have ever seen here in New York City. We are watching the Shulamit School for Girls from Cedarhurst, New York on Long Island. They have never missed this event. That is what you call loyalty. The first Orthodox Jewish elementary school for girls in North America.
In 2023, the school officially moved into its new permanent home on Cedarhurst Avenue, and the paramount goal of Shulamit education is to provide students with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to make independent choices as Jews sensitive to all people. And you know, there had been a very somber mood at some point in this event, and they're bringing kind of a new joy and togetherness. And it's beautiful to see how that differs from group to group. All of them have a different message that they're trying to promote today, but definitely unity is the underlying one. But they're all kind of bringing it to us in a different way.
There is this juxtaposition today. We can't ignore it between celebration, sadness, hope. It's a tough mix of emotions today. They're all here on Fifth Avenue, and they're all legitimate emotions to feel. I think the key message is that we're all together.
We keep talking about that bond between New York and Israel. Just the fact that this parade is here year after year after year after year says so much about this event.
And the fact that
and the support.
The Shulamit School for Girls has never missed one.
Yeah.
That tells you something about.
Someone just said, "Oh, there's Dana. Hi. How are you? Thank you for being here."
One of your legions of fans.
It's so amazing to see the support. It's funny. I've spoken at some events recently, and I've said to rooms full of people, "Make sure you shout out as you're walking by." So not everyone I know.
Well,
but it's amazing. And
she followed directions. She said, "There's Dana."
I love it. Yeah, so you guys can see right next to the booth are, hi everyone. There are a lot of people who are waving and kind of stopping and saying hi.
You're
right
an even bigger star than I realized.
You know what? In the Jewish world, I've made myself known.
No, in all worlds.
No, you're very sweet. You know how I feel about you. I won't make your ego go too high on air, but very sweet. Very sweet. Hi, everyone. So nice. Oh, the Jewish National Fund. I actually know that they have a big event coming up this week. A few of my friends asked if I'll be going.
You better go now.
Will you join me?
Sure. The Jewish National Fund USA is leading efforts to build and repair Israeli communities devastated by the October 7th attack while providing unprecedented support to Jewish students on college campuses nationwide.
Since its founding in 1901, the organization has been building a strong, vibrant future for the land and people of Israel through really bold initiatives, creating high quality of life opportunities for communities in Israel's north and south, connecting the next generation to Israel, and creating infrastructure and programs that support ecology, people with disabilities, research and development. I can go on and on. JNF, as they're often referred to, just does so many wonderful things for the Jewish people. It's incredible also. I mean, there are so many different organizations, and you would think that they would be competitive with one another, but each one supports the next. We all lift each other up, and that, I think, is very unique to the Jewish people.
And I think, obviously, we have to remember what's happening now in this day, but also we have to still celebrate the culture, the history, the community, the contributions that Israel has made in terms of science and health and technology and agriculture, and the list goes on. We can't ignore all that, even as we mark what happened on the 7th, and really hope that these hostages come home.
This, more than anything, just has to do with Jewish people, the culture, the heritage, and not what is going on today, about our history and how no matter what, in the face of adversity, we will always show up.
I was going to say, drawing on that history and drawing strength from that history is so important. It's more important now than ever before.
All right, so the Hillel Yeshiva.
They are from Ocean, New Jersey, founded in 1950. Hillel Yeshiva has served the Jewish community of the Jersey Shore for more than 70 years.
From early childhood through high school, they create opportunities for students to maximize achievement, foster identity, and explore passions through a rigorous academic curriculum of general and Judaic studies.
And Baruch Shemtov is with our Grand Marshal. Hey, Baruch.
Hey, guys, I'm here with the Harley Littman Grand Marshal for the 3rd year in a row. I always love seeing you, especially this year, such an important year. What makes today different than all the past events that we've shared together?
Because today is about the hostages. It's about those poor people who are dying a slow death in Gaza. It's been almost 8 months as they're in terrible, terrible agony and they're suffering. So we want to make the world aware that these are innocent people. This has nothing to do with politics. Pressure should be put on Hamas to let them go.
And of course, you have some very important posters in your hand right now.
So this is the youngest child hostage in history. This child is 1.5 years old, is being held in Gaza, and they will not release this child. And there are hundreds of hostage families and people who were held hostage in Gaza who were released that have flown from Israel here just to be part of this event. So we want to show them love and emotional support, and we want the world to not forget them, that these are innocent people, and they need to put pressure on Hamas to let them go.
Absolutely, and throughout this event today, we keep hearing, bring them home, bring them home. And you can really feel the essence of the theme, one people, one heart. Why has this event always meant so much to you personally, Harley?
Well, it's important to show on Israel's Independence Day, Israel is 76 years old, to show our support for Israel. Our love for Israel is very important, and we're behind Israel. And even though they're going through difficult times and it's hard for people, never give up. We love you. Israel will be there forever. The Jewish people are united behind Israel forever. And this is the day to shout it loud and clear.
Absolutely. Well, we're so thrilled that you're here with us. Thank you for helping to make this very important day possible. Grand Marshal Harley Littman, the 3rd year in a row Grand Marshal. Thank you so much, Harley.
Thank you.
I'll send it back to both of you.
Baruch, thank you. As you were talking, a couple groups passed by. First of all, Rabbi Pesach Ramon Yeshiva from Edison, but also a float passed by that you didn't see, the Holocaust survivor float that reminds us that Holocaust survivors were instrumental in establishing and supporting the state of Israel, and that the world must never forget.
Right, and obviously that's extra personal to me, the granddaughter of an Auschwitz survivor, and there were several Holocaust survivors sitting on that float. It was run by the Claims Conference, which is an organization I'm very familiar with, helps Holocaust survivors get reparations from the German government. They helped my grandfather and my family a lot over the years, and that was very special for me to see it come by.
The Brandeis Hebrew Academy, a vibrant, modern, Orthodox Jewish day school on Long Island. And this is the Solomon Schechter Day School of Bergen County. They're hailing from New Milford, New Jersey, celebrating their 50th anniversary. The Solomon Schechter Day School, a warm, inclusive Jewish day school that educates children from early childhood through 8th grade with a vigorous dual curriculum in general and Judaic studies.
And they have an interesting inquiry-based approach where students are encouraged to ask questions as a way to stretch their imaginations and take academic risks. Their school represents 50-plus towns with 424 students, and it was voted the #1 Jewish day school in Bergen County in Jewish Standards Readers' Choice Awards. It's so interesting to hear the descriptions of each school and how they all have a different approach to learning.
And this is the Riverdale Jewish Community Partnership 100 Strong, a collaboration of 18 Riverdale Jewish communal institutions across the denominational spectrum, including synagogues, day schools, seminaries, and community organizations. The RJCP exists to serve as a vehicle for Riverdale Jewish institutions.
And they define their charge as strengthening the fabric of the community by amplifying the long-held value of love your neighbor as yourself, while redefining neighbor from geographic term to moral concept.
You know, we had a couple pauses in the parade, but these groups are coming fast and furious now. Celebrate Israel at 76. Yes, this is still a celebration. Let's not forget.
Yeah, the singing is definitely picking up.
And there are those. There's that yellow imagery, the yellow hearts. This is the Kinneret Day School, located also in Riverdale, marching for the 50th year.
They believe in an excellent secular and Jewish education and a supportive environment that enables students to see themselves as creators in our world and as active participants in Tikkun Olam. For anyone unfamiliar, Tikkun Olam is repairing the world. And after October 7th, I've heard that expression even more and more and more as we all try to come together to repair the world. Central Synagogue coming up.
I love seeing the puppies come up the avenue too. Yes, there is, as you mentioned, Central Synagogue, a thriving Reform congregation in Midtown Manhattan. The history in New York City dates back to the early 1800s on Manhattan's Lower East Side.
It's this big, beautiful synagogue. I've been there a few times. I actually have friends who converted to Judaism, who did programs through Central Synagogue. It's known for that. They're just very accepting. And it's the largest Reform synagogue in New York City and one of the leading Reform congregations in the country. It works towards a world in which Judaism is central to our lives and profound and positive force for all humanity. And they believe that Judaism can and does change the world and are committed to ensuring that it continues through the eternal miracle.
SAR Academy and SAR High School, a modern Orthodox co-educational day school located in Riverdale. They've been marching for decades. SAR was formed back in 1969 through a merger of 3 Jewish day schools. Today, more than 1,700 students attend SAR.
Over 50 SAR alumni are proudly serving in the IDF, and over 90% of graduating seniors spent a gap year in Israel. That is very common to do, spend a year in Israel before going to school. Their motto is, it's not just what you learn, it's who you become. Their warm environment promotes confidence, creativity, and enthusiasm for learning. So many of them waving as they walk past us. Looks like a wide range of grades and ages. And more spectators, it appears, are coming out as well along Fifth Avenue here.
I have to say, once this parade sort of picked up, you realize how no one was deterred from coming out here given what has happened.
Yes. And as we know, security, though, is so strong. I had a lot of friends reach out to me asking about security, and I mean, I couldn't feel safer right now. And again, thank you to the NYPD for being here in full force. Another thank you to City Hall and all the other agencies in New York City who have made this event possible, who continue to support the Jewish communities of New York year after year after year. This event could not go on without their support. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and we will continue to thank you throughout this event. We'll listen for a second as our voices will be drowned out.
the Central Synagogue float.
I remember my dad used to put me on his shoulders just like that, and I think he had pain for years after. Oh, I have friends over there waving. Hi.
You have friends everywhere waving. What are you talking about?
There's something called Jewish geography where everyone kind of knows each other when you're from a certain area. Actually, there's a girl, Ellen, one of your producers
sure,
at Fox
Ellen
5.
Cohen, sure.
And she's from Tennessee. And I said, oh, I know a Jew from Tennessee. And she goes, who? And I tell her the name. She's like, she was in my grade. And she's like, how do you know her? And I was like, I just know a lot of people. Let me give a shout out to my husband, Mike. Again, my girls, Maya, who's about to turn 5, and Harlow, who's 2, and my parents, Sharon and Artie, who I know are all watching today. So I used to live on 55th Street between 1st and 2nd, right near Central Synagogue.
And coming into view is the Israel Defense and Security Forum, a group of more than 22,000 reserve officers and operatives from all branches of the Israeli security forces dedicated to guiding the narrative of Israel's national security needs and ensuring that Israel's security in the homeland of the Jewish people is never taken for granted.
Their movement welcomes all those who identify with their message and founding principles without prejudice to religion, race, gender, or rank.
And they've established a diverse movement led by women and men, senior officers from all branches of the defense forces, researchers, academics, as well as civilians from throughout Israeli society. This is a large group, the Hebrew Academy of 5 Towns and Rockaway. 850 strong. It's a co-ed modern Orthodox yeshiva on Long Island. Along with a rigorous dual curriculum, Hofter strives to instill a love of lifelong learning, community, and Israel in students.
They are preparing the next generation of critical thinkers and leaders by facilitating students' pursuit of academic excellence and personal growth in a warm and caring environment. Their core values: engage, celebrate, and love. And it's amazing to see the Long Island, as a Long Islander, a native Long Islander, and I live there now again, it's amazing to see the Long Island turnout here today, year after year. The 5 towns especially have a very, very large population of Jewish, more modern Orthodox communities, and where I live is more Reformed communities, but we represent from all over.
Yeah, this is one of the largest groups that we've seen today. Almost 900 people.
Yeah, some of these schools are massive as they go from K through 12. One people, one heart, it's nice. Central Synagogue used the theme today on their float, as Robert and I are looking at to our left. That's really nice, Robert, to your left.
And here's that logo, Dana, that you were mentioning, that One People, One Heart logo. It's on a lot of T-shirts that we see. A lot of the organizers are wearing T-shirts with that logo. Really a beautiful illustration of what we're trying to communicate today.
And what's beautiful here, Robert, you see there is a combination of the American flag and the Israel flag in one that some men to our left are waving around right now. And again, that just shows the unity we've been talking about all day long.
And that mixed American and Israel flag, it blends seamlessly into each other. There's no separation between the U.S. and Israel on that one flag. You can see there, it kind of blends one to the other.
There you see it. And this country needs a democratic ally in the Middle East. We need Israel. And again, you mentioned, for anyone just joining in, the advances that we've seen in this country, science, agriculture, there's so much that the Jewish people have brought to this country, to this city. So many startups.
Food? Have we talked about food?
No, we have not talked about food. You're making me hungry. Have you ever had falafel?
Oh, yes.
Queens has the best falafel.
I think Americans for a Safe Israel now coming up the avenue. It's an educational organization created to support an undivided Israel.
Founded in 1970 as an American counterpart to the Land of Israel movement, they are a national organization with chapters throughout the country and members throughout the world. And again, you hear that Bring Them Home chant that we continue to hear throughout this event.
We're nearly halfway through our coverage here on Fox's My 9, also streaming at Israel Day on 5th.com. I want to thank the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York for doing such a fabulous job of organizing this get-together, and then, of course, all the law enforcement agencies, including the NYPD and City Hall, for making sure all of us here are safe.
And for those of you watching on TV right now, make sure to scan that code you see right now. That QR code will give you more information about this event, more information on JCRC New York. And we hope that you learn and that you maybe want to participate next year if you weren't able to this year. Everything you need there, and that QR code will pop on and off throughout the coverage today.
You know, I realize there haven't been any marching bands today, but there's still been plenty of music.
I know, we weren't expecting to hear that much. So for those of you just tuning in, we had said earlier in the broadcast that because of the somber nature of what's happening right now, we would not be having marching bands other than the NYPD marching band. And the event started somber. We heard from families of hostages. But as we're progressing, we're hearing more and more music and dancing, and a way to remember that there is so much love and music and so much history and culture, and that's what they're trying to show today. It's amazing. Makes me very proud to be a Jewish woman. I'm also very proud to be an American. I never forget how lucky I am to have freedoms here.
I realize the spectators might be fewer this year than in previous years, but boy, it just, the eye test tells me there are more participants this year maybe than ever before.
I know, you know, I wanted to say that earlier and I didn't have that fact, so I didn't know for sure if I could say that, but all right, so our amazing Annette, who's producing the parade, has said that there's actually more spectators, but they're probably at different parts along the route. But you know, security is very strong, which is why in certain areas we are not seeing as many spectators. But I have to tell you, again, people who I know who have never participated before said they're coming this year. And you know, security has been wonderful. I feel very safe.
You know, people who know me know that I do this parade every year, and whenever I told them I was doing it again this year, they said, "Oh, I don't really think you should. You're not going to be safe. I really don't want you doing that." And first of all, I said this is going to be about the safest place you can ever imagine. And the preparations that went into today, and just the security blanket that all these law enforcement agencies are providing all of us today to get together and celebrate is breathtaking.
I don't know if we can show it now or I can show it later, but I'm wearing a beautiful Jewish star necklace that one of my best friends, Joanna, got me as a gift. And she called my husband yesterday without me knowing, and she said, "I just want to make sure Dana's safe, but I don't want to call her directly." And I'm also getting that from a lot of friends, but you know, we have to show up here.
And let's welcome you inside our broadcast perch here at 68th
Here's
and 5th.
The necklace
there's
I was
that
talking
necklace.
about. Thank you to my dear friend Joanna. I'm not going to say your last name in case you don't want it out there, but I love you. Thank you for thinking of me and for giving me the opportunity to wear this on camera and show my Jewish pride. You mean so much to me. Thank you for checking in on my safety. I assure you we are amazing. And look at this guy. I mean, he's going to protect me no matter what.
Come on. I'm so glad to be back together this year. I was hoping that we could do this again this year, and when I got the call that that we were going to be together. I was very excited. We're about an hour and a half or so into our coverage, nearly. It has
and
flown
I said
by.
to you at the beginning, I said, can I give you the biggest
Yes,
hug?
you can.
I just
Yes, you
need
can.
to. Thank you also to JCRC and everyone involved in this event for having me back. I can't tell you how much pride it brings me and my family. My poppy, who has passed away, obviously not able to watch this year, but he watched all 3 hours of coverage last year. And to be able to know that, you know, in his last days that I'm keeping not only his story alive and his legacy alive, but everything that he and his family suffered for, that I'm wearing it proudly. And it was amazing for me to have that opportunity.
Well, your poppy is watching somewhere, and I know he's very proud of you.
Thank you, Robert. He'd be very proud of you, too.
The Moriah School is a Jewish day school in Englewood, New Jersey, serving as a home away from home for children from nursery through 8th grade. Moriah has become one of the largest yeshivot in Bergen County.
The school emphasizes the use of a variety of modalities in the classroom and beyond to enable each child to realize his or her potential in the spheres of academic, religious, and personal growth. Graduates leave Moriah with deep pride in their Jewish heritage and an appreciation for the role they can play in improving the world in which they live. So you hot yet? You feeling the heat?
You know, I'm kind of comfortable. There's a pretty nice breeze.
There is a good breeze. There's a good breeze. And I also want to thank all our hardworking staff behind the scenes here.
Tremendous.
Even our makeup artist, Amelia, who works so hard.
Everybody.
Sitting there. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done.
David, Annette, they hate when I mention their names, but
Peter.
too bad. You guys are all great, so thank you for everything. And we will take a quick break, but we have plenty more coverage here on My 9 right after this.
Israel Day on 5th, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York.
UJA has been involved in Israel from its very beginning, and our work has only intensified since October 7th. In Israel right now, there's over 100,000 refugees that have left between the north and the southern regions of Israel. Constant rocket fire, threats to their home and their communities. Through UJA support, tens of thousands of Israelis have received mental health services, support services, housing, food, child care services. The list goes on and on and on.
Only UJA Federation has the ability to mount a comprehensive response because we've been working with all the organizations for decades.
We are so grateful for everything you've done so far and everything you will do with us as we move forward.
It's going to take years to rebuild these communities, and because of all your support, we're stepping up and helping, making an impact each and every day.
And welcome back to Israel Day on 5th. Dana Arshin, next to me, I'm Robert Moses. Let's hear a little bit more from our house band, Soul Farm.
Do you know where they perform normally?
I don't.
They show parade band.
We heard them perform Walk With Me earlier. That's my all-time favorite song that they do. This is Kalia Kadosha Janina, the only Greek Jewish synagogue in the Western Hemisphere. They're located on Broome Street in Manhattan.
The community is represented by Kila Kadosha Janina, along with the Sephardic Jewish Brotherhood of America, American Sephardi Federation, Congregation Sharith Israel, and others. They are proud of their Jewish heritage from Greece, Turkey, and the Balkans, including the Ladino culture and language, and take pride in their spiritual homeland, Israel. You know, what's interesting about this is, obviously, as someone who does Holocaust work, there is this huge group of Greek Holocaust survivors and Greek Holocaust victims that the world isn't very familiar with. And there's also some very interesting communities in Greece. You always think of Eastern Europe or Israel.
Saying this for a gathering with not as much music as in previous years, there's been a good bit of music.
There's been a good bit of music. It's just that there aren't bands, right? So the floats are keeping their music up.
So this is the yeshivot of Lower Marion County. They are hailing from the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, and together these amazing schools educate over 1,000 people in the greater Philly area. They're proud to have traveled over 2 hours to be with us today here in New York City. Amazing. Thank you all for being here.
Needless to say, they had to leave very early this morning to get here and get through security and everything, and nice to see them with us.
And look at their sign. It says Philly stands with Israel, not just New Yorkers. That's amazing to travel here on a Sunday to be part of this.
This is the American Zionist movement with TLV band dating back more than 125 years. The AZM continues its decade-long participation in this event.
They are joined today by representatives of the 45 national Jewish Zionist organizations who are members of AZM. And they work to promote and defend Zionism in the United States, to deepen and expand the active relationship of the American Jewish community to Zionism in a contemporary context, to facilitate dialogue and collaboration among Zionist organizations through and with the AZM, and to be a central hub for Zionist resources in America.
And there's that yellow ribbon that we've seen so much of today on their shirts.
Say a little hello to Brian Jacobs. He's a good friend of mine. He's standing here on the podium with us. Do you know Brian?
I think I do.
Oh, that's Sammy Steigman. That's a Holocaust survivor who I interviewed this year. Hi, Sammy. And there's Mark Traeger, our JCRC CEO. Oh, I have, hi. Great to see you. I know they can't hear me as I'm waving to them.
No.
But when they yell out, Dana, you feel like you have to. Sorry, I can't even keep one thought together as they're all screaming at me.
This is like stimulation overload for Dana. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. Hi, Dana. That's what I'm hearing.
Some I have to ignore as I'm middle speaking. Others I think everyone can see.
You need to issue a blanket hello, I love you to all of your fans.
But the reason I brought up Brian is because he has so much knowledge of Jewish communities, and last year he was texting me the whole broadcast saying, oh, this is an interesting fact to throw out on air, and so now he's on the stage with us in the background over here, so it's cool to see him today.
The Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey coming up. They're from River Edge, a yeshiva day school serving kids in nursery through 8th grade.
Instituted in 1979 in Bergen County, Rosenbaum Yeshiva has established a reputation for excellence in both Jewish and general education. The Rosenbaum Yeshiva of North Jersey is an Orthodox Jewish school dedicated to continuing the chain of Jewish heritage by nurturing the joy and pursuit of Torah, way of life, and an environment that promotes Torah scholarship and academic excellence.
We couldn't have ordered up a better weather day for this.
No, we could not have. 2 years in a row, amazing. And as you know, it was my birthday weekend. It was my birthday yesterday.
Yes.
This is like the most perfect weekend for me.
I was getting there. I wished you happy birthday in private yesterday, but a happy belated birthday one day late today. I wish you many, many, many more healthy, happy, good years.
I won't put any numbers out there, but you have a big birthday coming up this year, which I expected to be invited to the celebration. Again, we're hearing chants of bring them home. We're aware of the fact that there are some people who have been with us this whole broadcast, others who are joining in. We spoke with hostage families earlier in this event. A big central theme is bring them home. There are still many hostages being held.
American Friends of Magen David Adom. This is Israel's Paramedic Blood Services and Disaster Relief Organization and Israel's representative to the International Red Cross, MDA paramedics. They've been saving lives in Israel since before the country's founding, and the team consists of 33,000 volunteers.
Among the people marching today are medics who saved the lives of Israelis on and in the immediate aftermath of the October 7th attacks. MDA's blood services collect, process, and deliver over 270,000 units of blood annually. In our Holocaust Museum that I work at, HMTC, we actually raised money and created 2 ambulances in Israel to help with what was happening in the aftermath of October 7th. So it was nice to play a role in that.
And Baruch, Dana, sorry to interrupt, Baruch is with a special guest.
So I am absolutely with a very special guest, Eric Goldstein, CEO of UJA Federation of New York. Thank you so much for being here on such an important day.
Thank you so much for being here year after year, but particularly this year, it means a lot.
So why does this year feel so different?
Look, our hearts are still very broken. What happened on October 7 changed Israel forever, changed the Jewish people forever. We still have over 120 hostages. We still have devastation in the south, people who haven't back to their homes. Not clear when they're going to be back. Very disruptive north of Israel. So this year, for the largest Jewish community in the world outside of Israel, New York, to come together to say very loudly, publicly and proudly, we stand with Israel. It's never been more important.
And you can absolutely feel that in the air. You and I have both been here year after year, and it just feels a little different. You feel the gravity of the day.
Look, I agree with that entirely. I think that people are here because they recognize that today is different, and there's never been a more important time to show pride and support for Israel. On our float, we have Ed and Golan, and I was there earlier, and the heart, the passion that she brought, and the effect in the crowd, such a sense of support and solidarity. That's what Israel needs. It's what we as an American community need. We need each other. We're stronger when Israel is strong, and Israel is strong when the American Jewish community feels strong, and that's what this moment represents.
Absolutely, and of course we see UJA right here behind us, an incredible showing from your organization. What can you tell us about what UJA Federation has done for Israel since the horrific events of October 7th?
The New York Jewish community has been extraordinary since October 7. We have raised, since October 7, $200 million in emergency funding, and we've already sent out over $95 million to address the most urgent priorities in Israel, and we're going to continue to support until they are back where they need to be. So UJA has been a big piece, but this community, this broader New York community, has been really inspiring. One of the small bright lights in a time of real darkness has been how this Jewish community of New York has come together to say, we stand with Israel now and for always, and they're showing it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Eric, for your incredible leadership year after year. What you're doing means so much to people in New York, in Israel, and around the world.
Thank you, and please, God, when we're here next year together, we'll be with pom-poms and beach balls and an enormous celebration.
Amen to that, Eric. From your mouth to God's ears, Eric Goldstein, CEO of UJA Federation of New York.
Baruch, thank you. Eric's been around this parade for as long as I have, and I know long before that. He's just a stalwart of this event every single year. And by the way, just one more caveat. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but sometimes the word parade will slip. You get the idea. We're not using the word parade as frequently, but old habits die hard here, and you know, we're trying to convey the fact that this is much more somber, much more serious, but it is, again, a celebration of unity and hope today here on 5th.
Yes, thank you for saying that, because I caught myself saying it a few times too. But I think everyone watching understands the seriousness of what we're experiencing right now. I have a lot of friends actually on the UJA float. So most of my friends are on the UJA float and the Friends of the IDF float, which should be coming up.
So you mean more people are going to be yelling, "Hey Dana, hey Dana, hey Dana."
Oh, yeah. So that's Eden Golan she was Israel's representative at the Eurovision contest. She's amazing. They're actually just playing her song. Oh, look at her. She's so beautiful. She made Israel and Jews across the world so proud. Her voice is beautiful. And she sang about hostages, and look at her. Amazing.
Another hour and 15 minutes or so to go here on My 9 and streaming at Israel Day on 5th. Glad you've joined us for this celebration, this gathering unlike any we've seen before.
And my friend Ari Ackerman is waving to me right now. He's on the UJA float. He's marches with them every year. My friend Lizzie Savetsky also on the float.
You want to say hello to us or anyone at JCRC_Israel Day on 5th. That's our Instagram handle. Dana, Baruch, and I are also on Instagram, so say hello.
So much energy on that float. They are packed.
Yeah.
All right, that guy, his name is Mati. We follow each other on Instagram, but I've never met him in person.
Wow. How crazy is that?
But we DM. I have all these, Instagram buddies.
There you go.
I have to say, Jewish people have come together in a way that I've never seen post-October 7th, where we want to meet and support one another. And I had a friend who I met on Instagram, and she just came from Chicago to New York to speak on a panel with me. And it's been amazing to, in the face of such hardships, create friendships.
The Westchester
Torah Academy should be coming up.
Yes, Westchester loves Israel.
And the Westchester Torah Academy is home to full-day learning programs for 18-month-olds through 8th grade.
I think this is actually the Westchester Jewish Council that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
The Torah Academy's coming up.
Yeah, they're both coming up together right now. We'll talk about the Westchester Jewish Council first. They work closely with 130-plus member organizations, which in turn serve the Jewish communities of Westchester, the 8th largest Jewish community in the U.S., with nearly 150,000 Jews.
And I just want to interrupt you because this is an incredibly powerful sign. This is one of the kidnapped.
Actually, I believe she was...
I'm mistaken. She was murdered when the bus that she was riding on was blown up by Hamas.
And just the fact that there are so many different tragic stories here says so much about what the Israeli people have been dealing with for months now.
You see on that sign it says that my name is Shiri Nagari and I would like to march in the parade too, but I was murdered when Hamas blew up the bus I was riding. Just so many powerful signs and symbols and pictures here today.
Yeah. Yes. These are all still Westchester groups marching here. Looks like they go on for blocks and blocks.
It's a great show of support from all across the city and Lower Hudson Valley. We saw groups from around Philadelphia, Long Island.
And again, we mentioned the Westchester Jewish Council.
This looks like a group from the Upper West Side. Again, these groups are just coming fast and furious, so bear with us here as we're sorting through them. The Upper West Side Coalition, a group of organizations from the Upper West Side that have marched together since 2017.
Organized by the Upper West Side Israel Shlichut Program. They are a joint project of the Jewish Agency for Israel and UJA, of course, New York Jewish Federation. All right, so now...
Yes, special performance from Soul Farm, our Israel Day house band for more than a decade. Soul Farm was founded by Grammy Award winner, lead guitarist C. Lansbaum, with lead singer and multi-instrumentalist Noah Solomon Chase, who joined forces with drummer Ben Antelis and bassist Danielle Ori.
The song they are about to perform, written by Lansbaum and Solomon, expresses the challenges of the current situation in Israel and their hopes for a better future for the Jewish people. Here is Hurricane.
Soul Farm, Hurricane, and boy, written specifically for this year's parade to address the current situation, what happened on the 7th, obviously, and
They're
really
so
powerful
powerful.
rendition. Yeah,
They're so talented.
We used the same word at the same time.
Yeah. So the Leffel School we see here. A lot of students.
A private K-12 co-educational Jewish day school located in New York State, founded in 1966. It's Westchester's largest Jewish day school.
This past April, 60 Leffel 8th grade students traveled to Israel, and the senior class is actually in Israel right now. And through the teaching of Jewish values, critical thinking, and openness to new ideas, they inspire their students to achieve academic and personal excellence.
Dana, there's a lot of people from Westchester here.
I know. You always talk about the huge Long Island contingency, but
yeah.
Westchester is showing us up. Yeah, you see yellow, that central theme, bring them home. The yellow ribbon, as we mentioned earlier, the symbol for bringing home the hostages. It's amazing to see so many children out here and supportive.
It's also powerful to hear children shouting, bring them home.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad that they have to deal with that reality at such a young age. More from the Upper West Side now, the Upper West Side Coalition, 3 organizations there.
So it's a group of organizations, all obviously from the Upper West Side of Manhattan here. They've marched together since 2017, and they are a joint project of the Jewish Agency for Israel and UJA. And there are several different organizations all coming together, including Lincoln Square Synagogue and the Marlene Meyerson JCC in Manhattan. Whenever I see young children, I think of Baruch, of him being a young boy marching in this parade and then coming back in this event year after year after year.
Yeah, he was part of this parade. Again, we're using that word, but forgive us. Part of this parade, he marched with Ramaz and Manhattan Day School, I believe. So he, like so many people here, Baruch we're talking about, has been with this parade, has marched in this parade for years and years. And coming up right after that Upper West Side contingent is Hillel International, the largest Jewish campus organization in the world, serving students at nearly 1,000 colleges and universities across the globe. They're joined by the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett.
Here today is a group of Jewish college students who represent the larger Hillel community, which includes 180,000 active, engaged, and inspired Jewish college students and generations of Hillel alumni. I went to some Hillel events on my college campus throughout the year, and representing today Brooklyn College, Columbia, Hunter College, Queens College, among several others. Sea of blue. More chance of bring them home. One of several key themes and messages of today.
We mentioned this earlier, but the president spoke Friday about a possible deal. Still waiting to hear what Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu decides on that. Obviously, these families are hoping that the powers that be can put politics and egos aside and bring them home now. Can't say it enough.
Looks like we have Park Avenue Synagogue here. Located on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, dating back to 1882, Park Avenue Synagogue seeks to inspire, educate, and support their membership toward living passion-filled Jewish lives. Park Avenue Synagogue is one of the leading congregations of the conservative movement.
And this is I Mishpacha. Did I say that right?
You did. You did a great job.
You trained me.
Mishpacha. It's the Yiddish term for family.
Go ahead.
It's a grassroots group of Russian-speaking Jewish families with children. I was also saying some people pronounce it with like the U, Mishpacha. Their mission is to strengthen Jewish identity, create a sense of community, and nurture future leaders through service-based learning experiences infused with Jewish values.
Speaking of Baruch and Ramaz, the Ramaz School has been marching every year since the event was first founded. Baruch is a proud graduate. On the float, right just behind this group, on the float you'll see members 100%. Of their high school band and choir members singing Israeli songs.
Ramaz provides its students with a strong academic foundation, deep Jewish roots, and one of Ramaz's core missions is love and support of the State of Israel.
And Baruch, I mentioned that you are a proud Ramaz grad. Tell us about your memories of this parade from when you were there.
Absolutely. You know, this is such an important moment for me right now. Seeing Ramaz come down right here, and I marched year after year after year in this very event on Fifth Avenue. And I'll say Ramaz really made an incredible impact on my life. You know, half the day, every day, you're studying in Hebrew. So a true love for Israel and support for Israel permeates everything we've done at Ramaz. And so this parade and this event every year is really just the culmination of all of that support, all of that solidarity, all of that love for Israel. So it's so special to see all of my fellow Ramaz community right here on this incredibly important day.
Baruch, I say this to you privately, but I say it publicly too. You're one of the finest people I know, and I'm so glad that you're part of this parade.
Thank you.
And
I feel the
love
same
you
about
dearly.
you. I love you more. Sharing this with you every year, both of you, is so special. You really are such incredible stewards of this very important mission that we're sharing around the world.
And a lot of people probably don't know that the three of us, Baruch, Robert, and I, all work together as reporters for Fox 5 News here in New York. Special shout out to our boss, Ahmad Asghar, who is a huge supporter of everything we do and of Israel, and who has actually been texting us some nice tips. Thank you, Ahmad, for watching and for your support. But the three of us just being here together and having that experience together in the newsroom is amazing.
Yeah, we're not just colleagues, but more importantly, we're friends, you know, and that'll last forever, I sure hope.
You guys don't tease me as much as you tease each other. I can handle it.
Yeah, I tease Baruch a lot, and he teases me a lot more, but that's because we love each other, so.
My mom, Sharon Arshin, texted me saying, "This is so powerful. Shout out to Robert and Baruch." Imagine how much music there would be, because we just heard no marching bands, and you forget that the floats really are filled with so much music and life.
Yeah, today has been such a mix of serious and solemn and sad, but also celebration. It has come together in an emotional way for me. I think
it's like you don't know how to feel.
No.
You hear this interview and it's so heartbreaking, and then you see a group dancing, and
I know it's all rolled into one. This is the IDB Bank with DJ Ido Friedman, the largest Israeli-owned bank in the U.S. IDB believes in the power of relationships in creating client success across commercial banking and wealth management.
Today, IDB marches with leading Israeli nonprofit Restart in support of the organization's mission to empower wounded IDB soldiers and veterans through the work through teamwork and holistic, life-affirming transformation.
Happy birthday.
Operating continuously for over 70 years, the IDB location in the U.S. was christened by former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt in New York City in 1949. And you hear Robert saying happy birthday to someone. Someone has tapped his arm and he's talking to them on the side. And a lot of people have been coming up to us trying to get our attention today, telling us how proud they are. I was telling them, we heard you say happy birthday.
Yeah, pardon me, I was talking to Judy Koftal, who I think is going to join Baruch here momentarily, but Judy just celebrated a birthday, and 11 years ago, we all surprised Judy on her birthday. She didn't realize that there was a float for her birthday. So I was interviewing her, and as I was interviewing her, the float honoring her birthday came up right behind her.
This was at the march?
At the parade.
So you used to do interviews?
Yes.
Before you were anchoring?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was down on 5th, where Baruch is, and I was interviewing Judy, and the float came up right behind her. She was shocked. We are in our final hour of coverage here on My 9. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this.
Israel Day on 5th, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York.
UJA has been involved in Israel from its very beginning, and our work has only intensified since October 7th.
Only UJA Federation has the ability to mount a comprehensive response because we've been working with all the organizations for decades.
Through UJA, tens of thousands of Israelis have received mental health services, housing, food, childcare services. The list goes on and on. And because of all your support, we're stepping up and making an impact each and every day.
And welcome back to Israel Day on 5th. Joined by Dana Arshan and Baruch Shemtov, I'm Robert Moses. We're so happy you're here on Fox's My 9 and also streaming at IsraelDayOn5th.com. We also have the QR code on your screen, which you can check out for more information. There it is. Just as I requested.
Yes.
Ask and I shall receive.
You just have the magic words.
Yeah.
And that will pop up throughout the broadcast, the remainder of the broadcast. You can find information not just about this event, but about JCRC New York, which runs this event.
First couple hours have flown by, and again, thank you to City Hall, the NYPD, and all the other law enforcement agencies who are keeping us all safe today, and whose logistical expertise has made today possible.
Yeah,
you know, again, there was some concern about whether this would happen.
And how it would happen.
And how it would happen. It has happened, and it is happening in a big way.
Oh, Yeshiva Har Torah. I think I've done a news story with them at some point.
They're hailing from Queens.
Yeah.
Nursery school through 8th grade, marching since 1993.
Most of their students live in the communities of Great Neck, Queens, and West Hempstead. Their families are made up of Jews that come from diverse backgrounds and communities. Now I remember what I did with them. Students from Yeshiva Har Torah actually interviewed my papi and did some type of video segment on his life. So thank you. How special to see them here today. This is flying by. I feel like I could sit here with you forever.
And Baruch is joined by another special guest, the CEO of JCRC.
That's right. We have Mark Traeger, the CEO of JCRC New York. Mark, thank you so much for making this very special day possible.
Thank you for being here and covering and reporting on this testament of a day of Jewish resilience, strength, and pride in our identity.
And you're talking about the message of today, and the theme of today is one people, one heart. Absolutely beautiful. What does that mean to you personally?
This is the most important parade in my lifetime. I am a grandson of Holocaust survivors and World War II veterans. I am a son of immigrants that left Ukraine because of religious persecution. So my Jewish identity is in my bones. I'm also a proud first-generation American, born in New York. I'm a proud New Yorker. And resiliency in DNA is in the DNA of both Jews and of New Yorkers. Take a look at this crowd and the spirit of resilience. We're not going back, we're moving forward to make sure that we bring our hostages back home and that every Jewish person is safe and secure in New York, in Israel, and around the world.
Absolutely, and of course you have the American flag in your hand right there, and it's just been so beautiful to see the two flags, the Israeli flag juxtaposed with the American flag over and over again along Fifth Avenue. Such an important message.
It is a reflection of our shared values. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. America is the beacon of hope and light of democracies around the world. I say it again, I am a proud American. I'm also a proud Jew. And Israel and America have so many similarities, so many priorities. We value and respect all people. And that's why I also have to say that resiliency is in the DNA of both the Jewish people and certainly of Americans and certainly of New Yorkers, the greatest city in the world.
I couldn't agree with you more. And of course, we're seeing an incredible turnout here on Fifth Avenue. How has the community responded to the event this year?
I have to tell you, it was never a thought in our mind to scale back or to cancel this tremendous event. If anything, the interest was unprecedented. Groups across New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, around the world wanted to be a part of today. It is a testament of our strength, of our resilience, our unwavering love and pride in the Jewish community.
And what does it mean to have people from southern Israeli communities and survivors of course, October 7th and families of the hostages all joining together here on Fifth Avenue?
Brooke, I just got back from another trip to Israel. I visited Kibbutz Nir Oz, I visited Kibbutz Nirim, I visited the Nova site. I walked through the rubble and the ashes in the homes that were burnt down. I visited the music festival site and saw the tears rolling down the eyes of our college-age young people that were attending a festival dedicated to peace and togetherness. But let me tell you what I also witnessed. I witnessed strength. I witnessed resilience. It is the same resilience that we have on display here today. We are hurt, but we're not broken. Bullets might have shattered windows and pierced flesh, but they will never shatter the spirit of the Jewish and the Israeli people. Am Yisrael Chai.
Absolutely. One people, one heart. Am Yisrael Chai. Mark Traeger, thank you so much for making today possible.
Umein. God bless Israel and God bless the greatest country, America, as well.
Couldn't say it better. Thank you so much, and thank you to JCRC New York. Guys, Mark Traeger, CEO of JCRC New York.
Baruch, thank you, and well said by Mark. Now coming up is the Israel Bonds float with Kosher Dills. Israel Bonds ranks among Israel's most valued economic and strategic resources with a record of proven success spanning 70 years.
Praised for its dependability, the Bonds organization has helped build every sector of Israel's economy. Now, don't laugh. I know I say everyone is my friend, but Kosher Dills, the rapper here, is actually a very close friend of mine. We were just together on Wednesday. He can make up a rhyming rap on the spot about anyone or anything, and he's a really, really good guy.
Bring the family home, we got the world saying, sing it, bring the family home. We got the world saying, sing it, bring the family home.
Almost caught it.
Sing it, bring the family home. And then we gotta sing it loud.
He threw a rose at us. Thank you so much. He's such a good guy. He's very talented. Not a rose, or was that a daffodil?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, clearly I'm not great with my flowers. Beautiful. Have you heard of Kosher Dills? Fox 5 has actually done news stories on him.
Yeah, Kosher Dills is a regular presence at this parade.
He has no name. He's just Kosher Dills. See some Jersey representation from Fair Lawn.
In the Daniel Nidich, I think he has the coolest car in this whole
Yeah,
thing.
how do we get a ride? And he looks so cool too.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Can you imagine?
He just looks so cool.
Rolling up fifth in your Lamborghini?
Yes, seriously.
Wow.
Your Israeli flag Lamborghini.
Yeah, you're right. Your decked out Lamborghini. Not just any Lamborghini. I was mentioning Judy Koftal. There you see her giving him a kiss. Judy just had that birthday I was talking about.
It's been such a beautiful, peaceful day. Believe Israeli women, you can see that sign, as there was so much sexual abuse against Israeli women on October 7th.
Now we have the American Jewish Medical Association.
The American Jewish Medical Association is a non-political, nonprofit organization comprised of Jewish physicians, fellows, residents, medical students, public health, and healthcare professionals.
And the AGMA's mission is to be a safe, enriching community with a unified voice for all Jewish healthcare workers.
We talked about Daniel Neidich earlier when we saw him in his Lamborghini, just some information on him. He's a real estate mogul, sustainability advocate, philanthropist, volunteer, chief medical first responder, and honorary New York State fire chief.
And this is Yeshiva Derech HaTorah from Brooklyn, preschool through 12th grade. The mission is to produce graduates of sterling character with the highest moral standards who possess a strong foundation in both Judaic and secular studies.
They celebrate the shared heritage and love of Israel that binds all of us together. Again, bring them home, seeing signs all throughout this march. Very central message to today's event. They're also with the American Jewish Committee, which was founded in 1906.
Global advocacy organization for the Jewish people, from world capitals to college campuses. AGC works with leaders across society to support Israel, confront anti-Semitism, and uphold the democratic values that unite us.
Today and every day, AJC stands shoulder to shoulder with Israel in solidarity and pride. And through their global network of offices, institutes, and international partnerships, the AJC engages with leaders at the highest levels of government and civil society to confront anti-Semitism.
And I just saw some people, there's the more members of the AJC.
And it's also important to note that standing with Israel really means standing with Israel's right to exist.
Yep. And we should also note that the Shefa School is marching and riding with the AJC float. Shefa is a one-of-a-kind pluralistic community school in Manhattan. It's unique in that the school brings students together from a diverse range of Jewish communities, as it has since 2014.
Their 8th grade class is currently visiting Israel right now, dedicated to serving students who benefit from a specialized education, specifically serving students with language-based disabilities. Shefa is actually Hebrew for abundance, reflecting the belief that each child possesses abundant strengths. And they'll be moving into their new home in Columbus Circle this summer. Wow, we have a big group coming up of 800 people. Yeshiva of Flatbush, Joel Braverman High School. I've actually done several stories there over the years with Fox 5, and Yeshiva of Flatbush Lower School, each with 400 participants. Their student-designed t-shirts are displayed in the Jewish Heritage Museum. And since 1927, the Yeshiva of Flatbush has stood at the forefront of American Jewish education.
The mission of the Yeshiva of Flatbush is to empower students to develop exceptional character and intellect, educate through a rigorous Torah and general studies program, and inspire a love for and commitment to the
welfare of all humanity. Thousands of graduates are leaders in religion, the sciences, humanities, education, business, media, the arts, public service, and academia. Again, we said 800 strong between the Joel Braverman High School and the Flatbush Lower School.
Pretty amazing. So there is a little bit of a marching band going on today.
Yeah, the NYPD marching band, really the only marching band in this parade, but we see some drummers there from the Yeshiva of Flatbush.
Here's that same group, just to really show you how large they are in number. The back of their shirt says United Together. Again, unity, so many important themes and messages today. Unity, and bringing home Algeria. This song has become very, very popular and sung throughout the world in recent months on this Valentine.
Blue and white pom-poms there amidst the Israeli flags.
These young groups, I mean, these are the future. These are the future of the Jewish communities.
And what a powerful signal to send to them about resilience.
As you mentioned, there was so much talk about whether or not this parade would happen, this event, and how it would happen. And so many people felt like, why shouldn't we come together and bring our cultures? That would be letting terrorists win. And I think more than anything, everyone was adamant that this had to go on this year.
Yeah, I don't think there was a choice.
Yeah.
It had to go forward. And we're so grateful that it has, and we're grateful for all the agencies, City Hall, the NYPD, all the other law enforcement who have made this possible, the other first responders, the FDNY, EMS, et cetera, et cetera.
All the city agencies. Again, Mayor Adams, who we spoke with earlier today, who I mentioned, I went to an event he hosted, a Jewish Heritage event earlier this week, and to see the support from our leaders.
This is the American Committee for Shaarei Tzedek, founded in 1902. Shaarei Tzedek has been known for more than a century as the hospital with a heart. The American Committee for Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center in Jerusalem provides financial support to fund services, capital projects, research, and the purchase of equipment for Shaarei Tzedek.
The center is proud to serve as a distinguished beacon of hope, healing, and innovative, compassionate medicine in the heart of Jerusalem. Since October 7th, Shaarei Tzedek has played a valiant role in treating the brave soldiers and those injured in terrorist attacks, while concurrently serving the everyday medical needs of the people of Jerusalem. More than 21,000 babies are born at Shaarei Tzedek every year, more than any other hospital in the Western world. That's pretty incredible. They treat about 1 million patients annually, and it's 30 inpatient departments and 70 outpatient clinics and units. The Department of Emergency Medicine sees 170,000 patients, more than that, every year, and 40,000 procedures are performed in the surgical complex. Really impressive.
You know, in any other year, we talk more about some of the medical innovations that have come from Israel. You know, this year, obviously, we're focused on the hostages and bringing them home, but suffice it to say that Israel has exported plenty in terms of medicine and science and technology and food and agriculture. The list goes on.
You know what I wish I would have come today with? There's a list of everything that Jews and Israelis have invented. And it's pretty, like FaceTime.
I was going to say, the list is very long.
And things that we all use every single day. All right, next year I'm coming with the list.
Next year.
If I'm here. If I'm by your side.
If I have anything
I'll
to say,
send you the list.
If I have anything to say about it, you're here.
I'll
Hopefully
send you
I'm
the
here.
list.
we do know for certain that Baruch is here right now. He's with a special guest. Hey, Baruch.
A very special guest indeed, our dear friend Judy Kaftal, who is co-chair of today's incredible event. Judy, first of all, congratulations on making this happen once again.
Thank you, thank you. It's a labor of love, and it's always a safe and sunny day, and I hope today will turn out to be that way as well.
Absolutely. Well, you've been doing this for over 2 decades. What has kept you so engaged and so excited about this event here on Fifth Avenue?
Well, this is a party for Israel. We're showing solidarity. It's the biggest gathering in support and showing our love for Israel anywhere. So it's so important for everyone to show up and be there.
Certainly is, and the turnout has been incredible. Of course, this is a particularly challenging time for Jews around the world. Why is this year's event so important and so special for you?
Well, this year the whole tenor of the day is different. We changed it from Celebrate Israel Parade to Israel Day on 5th, and the whole focus is on Bring Them Home, which is what we want. So.
And of course, I'm noticing a piece of tape right there with the number 240. What does that mean?
I change my tape every day with Rachel Goldberg Poland, who started this, and this is the number of days that they've been in captivity, and I can't wait to not have to be wearing that and all my other hostage jewelry that I'm wearing.
Absolutely, absolutely. We all feel that way, and throughout this event today, you keep hearing, bring them home, bring them home. That's absolutely the running message across this event.
Amen, amen.
Well, thank you, Judy. Thank you for making today possible for people around the world.
Thank you, Baruch. Always a pleasure.
Judy Kaftal, co-chair of today's event. For over 20 years, she has been making this very special event happen.
Baruch, thank you. And we thank Judy for her work. This is the Yavna Academy, established in 1942, a modern Orthodox Jewish day school from Paramus, New Jersey.
And Molly Jacobs, my friend Brian's son, is actually marching in this group right now. Shout out to Molly, who's just a sweet girl. They've been educating students from pre-K through 8th grade. You mentioned that, didn't you, already, Robert? Yeah, and it's just an amazing school. Their motto is stimulating the mind, nourishing the soul. They are committed to the academic, spiritual, and emotional development of each child. I
Big
love
group,
the bright
400 strong, yeah.
I love seeing the different colors representing each organization, each school. And you can see the yellow ribbon again.
And those banners that they're carrying, now, them, release. Yeah. Release them now.
Yeah.
Hi.
My dad tells the story of him carrying me and like just not being able to move for weeks and weeks and weeks on end after being on his shoulders as a young girl.
I mean, those are absolute. I say we have the best seats in the house. They may actually be the second best seats, next only to the
Do you remember
shoulders.
last year we were jealous of the strollers that were coming by? We wish we could have been wielding them. I didn't see any strollers this year.
Those are good too. Manhattan Jewish Experience. It was founded by Rabbi Mark Wilds in 1998. MJE is a warm and open community where young men and women in their 20s and 30s can explore Jewish life and meet new people.
MJE runs a wide range of inclusive, engaging, and innovative programs, including Shabbat services and dinners, parties, ski retreats, classes, trips to Israel, and marching, of course, in the Israel Day on 5th.
Organization was founded in honor of Rabbi Wild's mother, Ruth, whose hospitality and kindness inspired Jews to the beauty and excitement of Shabbat and Jewish life. Today, the organization draws in more than 20,978 attendees and 4,500 unique participants each year to 3 sites in Manhattan.
What a perfect day. Staten Island representing?
Yeah, the JCC of Staten Island, when they first opened the beautiful bronze doors of the JCC of Staten Island in 1929, the organization's mission was to provide a home for the Jewish community, providing social, recreational, and educational activities where people of all races and religions would feel welcome.
Throughout the years, the JCC has truly lived up to its name as a community center serving people from diverse communities. JCC programming is now on 31 sites throughout Staten Island, reaching nearly every community in the borough.
And speaking of Staten Island, the Jewish Foundation School also hails from Staten Island. They've been marching for more than 30 years. They're a modern Orthodox day school serving students K to 8th grade.
The Jewish Foundation School's student body represents families all across Staten Island, Brooklyn, and New Jersey, and are served by a faculty and staff of more than 80. The school consists of almost 40 classrooms, a lunchroom, resource rooms, library, computer labs, basketball courts, playground, you name it, they have it.
And this is the Staten Island portion of our program, the Staten Island Hebrew Academy, revolutionizing the education of children from unaffiliated Jewish families by offering a superior academic curriculum while nurturing a deep love and appreciation for the students' Jewish heritage.
Yeah, and they're marching for the 4th straight year. They achieve success by combining a rigorous, enriching secular curriculum with a strong emphasis on character development. Ethics, empathy, moral values are taught and modeled daily. Again, I just love hearing how they all have such distinct ways of educating.
This is Young Israel, Staten Island, an Orthodox synagogue on Staten Island, 300 families strong.
The Young Israel runs a very popular and successful Shomer Shabbos Little League program. That's interesting. Shomer Shabbos, keeping kosher for Passover, for keeping the Sabbath, Shabbat, kosher for Passover. Getting all my my days confused.
You're getting them all straight.
Yeah, you know.
Here's B'nai Akiva of the U.S. and Canada, the premier religious Zionist youth movement dedicated to principles of love of the Jewish people and love of Israel.
Over 40 active chapters in over 20 cities, 40 communities in the U.S. and Canada, 5 sleepaway camps, and 7-day camps across North America. I went to sleepaway camp my whole life.
Ah.
Big fan. Yeah, they have over 6,500 campers and staff attending their summer programs, which is big. They reach Jews at every stage, from childhood to gap year, post-college and beyond.
And this is the float right behind them, Nefesh B'Nefesh. Since 2002, Nefesh B'Nefesh has helped more than 80,000 North Americans make Israel their home.
Which is making Aliyah. Floating by are representatives of Nefesh B'Nefesh, including some proud marchers who are attending their final Israel Day on 5th as residents of the U.S. before their big move to Israel, fulfilling their lifelong Aliyah dreams. That's really beautiful. Special salute to the Nefesh B'Nefesh staff who are making all of this happen. I love saying Nefesh B'Nefesh. I mean,
it just
can't say it enough.
It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Do you remember how much I sang last
I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, Dana Arshan on lead vocals.
I have a terrible voice, but I have no shame. I will belt it out.
Dana's voice needs a little break, so we'll take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Israel Day on 5th, a project of the Jewish Community Relations Council of New York, with support from the UJA Federation of New York.
UJA has been involved in Israel from its very beginning, and our work has only intensified since October 7th. In Israel right now, there's over 100,000 refugees that have left between the north and the southern regions of Israel. Constant rocket fire, threats to their home and their communities. Through UJA support, tens of thousands of Israelis have received mental health services, support services, housing, food, childcare services. The list goes on and on and on.
Only UJA Federation has the ability to mount a comprehensive response because we've been working with all the organizations for decades.
We are so grateful for everything you've done so far and everything you will do with us as we move forward.
It's going to take years to rebuild these communities, And because of all your support, we're stepping up and helping, making an impact each and every day.
And welcome back to Israel Day on 5th here on Fox's My 9 and also streaming at IsraelDayOn5th.com along with Baruch Shemtov and Dana Arshan. I'm Robert Moses. We're happy you're here in our final half hour of coverage. We're now excited to bring you a message from someone who is near and dear to all of our hearts.
We're excited to tell you about Dr. Ruth. For anyone unfamiliar, she's exceptional. She's a Holocaust survivor, a former Israeli army sniper, and legendary human sexuality expert and author. And it simply just wouldn't be the same without her. And obviously, you know, we talk about Holocaust a lot. You know how special it is to me. Actually, and before we go to her, why don't we take a look at these huge flags that are next to us right now?
Yeah, what a sight. And Dr. Ruth has been such a big part of this parade through the years. I've gotten to interview her a couple times. She just oozes joy, and again, she's been such a key part of the fabric of this gathering every single year.
How beautiful, as we keep saying, to see the Israeli and the American flags next to each other.
It's a symbol of just how close these two nations are.
And how much we depend on one another.
And here's that message we were alluding to from Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
Hello, Israel Day Parade. Happy anniversary. Too bad I can't be there. Next year I will march again with you on 5th Avenue. I wish for peace. That's the one message that I have. I wish for peace soon.
What a beautiful woman, what a powerful message.
Yeah, she's, I've had the privilege of getting to visit with her through the years at this celebration, and she's terrific.
Yeah, I really wanted to interview her. I spoke to people that she works with, her PR, and they said that she's interviewed so often, and that she loves speaking, she loves sharing her story. The Magen David Yeshiva and High School I see there now.
They are from Brooklyn, New York, founded in 1946, the largest Sephardic yeshiva day school in North America.
Magen David Yeshiva is an early childhood through grade 12 Jewish day school rooted in Sephardic tradition and dedicated to academic excellence, creativity, and intellectual curiosity.
As the cornerstone of the Sephardic community of New York for generations, they're proud to continue to provide an exceptional education while strengthening their community and preserving their traditions. 950 strong between the elementary and high school. It's a great banner there carrying one nation, one heart.
Beautiful. There's so much energy.
I was going to say, it took things a little bit longer to get going, again, because of all the security and the interest in this get-together, Israel Day on 5th. But boy, once these groups started marching up the avenue, they've come fast and furious past our booth here.
But this was the right order. It would be hard to go from this to a somber interview with a hostage family. I think it progressed really beautifully.
And I don't know if you noticed, but the beginning part of Israel Day on 5th was a little cloudy, and as we've sort of moved into slightly more celebratory, joyous, upbeat parts of this parade, the sun has come out.
The sun has come out because of you, Robert.
No.
He brings sun everywhere we go. Check out our Instagrams. You can see our handles. Robert Moses Reporter, did I see that right? And Dana Arshan. We hope you'll follow us. And we hope you'll send us messages and feedback. We've been getting messages from people who want us to give them shout outs or have something interesting that they think that they'd like us to say. So we take a look and see what we can mention.
You have an entire fan club that has rolled past you here.
You had someone, pulling your arm.
Yeah, a couple, but nothing like you.
You know what? I embrace the Jews.
This is the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, Long Island.
I have family in Long Beach. Now, included in this group today is the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach, elementary and middle school in Woodmere, and also the Davis Renav Stoller Yeshiva High School for boys in Woodmere, also the Stella K. Abraham High School for girls in Hewlett Bay Park, all on Long Island.
Yeah, they've been marching for more than 40 years. HALB is a warm and nurturing Jewish day school community that strives to inspire enduring faith, cultivate curiosity, and address each student's unique potential while fostering a dedication to intellectual, spiritual, and personal growth.
Yeah, they build respect and collaborative relationships within the school. It was founded in 1954. In order to be free, a man must understand the tradition in which he lives, and that was the mantra of the school at its inception. Since then, it has grown and built many times over and over, and now sits on a beautiful campus, again in Woodmere, New York, on Long Island.
Beautiful area out there.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that guy's gonna be a little sore after this one, I think.
What a beautiful day out. I've seen nothing but smiles and positivity in the last few groups. Just so proud and excited to be here. I always wonder how many come year after year and how many are here for the first time. Last year when I anchored with you was my first time in recent memory that I could remember being here.
Yeah, this is a parade that's passed down through the generations. Grandparents and grandkids, and it's a great tradition.
Look at this group right here. Looks like someone's also celebrating a birthday. Wow. Loud and proud.
Cool way to celebrate your birthday, right?
Yeah. Amazing. So much beautiful energy. Ah, there are the strollers we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to Poland this month.
Oh, wow.
I'm going for 9 days. I'm traveling with the Polish embassy.
Good for you.
Thank you. When they go low, we go high. I love that. I saw someone yesterday wearing the high symbol and then it said tech, high tech, on their hat. Very, very clever.
That's a take on the famous Michelle Obama quote.
Oh, here we have the Jewish Federation of Metro West, New Jersey. I've actually done several news stories there as well.
Yes, they convene and lead their community to ensure the continuity and strength of the Jewish people, to support a secure Jewish and democratic state of Israel, and to care for Jews in need locally and around the world.
And I have a family member, Julie Rosenberg, who has been working with the Jewish Federation there for many, many years. Represented today is Congregation Agudath Israel, Congregation B'nai Israel, Morristown Jewish Center, Beit Yisrael, among other congregations in that area. Yeah, so I'm going to Poland, and
When is that? Is that this summer?
It's this month, on June 22nd through the 30th, and it's with the Polish government as a way to improve relations between the the government, the country, and Jews here in America. So it's pretty amazing that they care enough to do a trip like this. They're taking 8 Americans.
Wow.
And I'm very much looking forward to it.
That will be something. And,
yeah.
And I'm just going to give you another plug because when you were at Fox 5, you did some incredible work, some Holocaust stories that, as we mentioned at the beginning, won Emmy Awards. And so people should check those stories out.
Thank you. You're so supportive. I have to thank Fox for the incredible platform that they gave me, really. And I went to Poland in 2018, so to be able to go back is very interesting. But I need to give you a plug. I mean, you guys can, the professional that you are, Robert, and your political reporting, just everything you do is with so much accuracy and thought and skill and intellect, and I'm not just saying this, anyone who knows you know the integrity that you bring to your work. So
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's welcome the Joseph Kushner Hebrew Academy and Ray Kushner Yeshiva High School. They are from Livingston, New Jersey. And they've participated since the first year. They've been here from the beginning.
Pretty amazing. It's amazing that so many of them have been here for so many years. It's a modern Orthodox co-ed yeshiva. It seeks to inspire students to live lives of Torah and mitzvot, which of course means giving back, to embrace secular knowledge and American democratic values, to love and serve the Jewish people, and to forge a lifelong bond with the land and state of Israel. They're celebrating their 76th anniversary this year. Yeah, so the Maccabees and Modest Yahoo gave us a private concert last year, and I cannot stop thinking about it, because I don't think I've ever been more excited in my life.
You know, I hope that, and Eric Goldstein said this, I hope that next year we can celebrate all the hostages being home.
Yeah.
I hope this can be
I can't even imagine this war is still continuing.
Let's hope next year we have some things to celebrate.
More peace and unity, togetherness and happiness. It's all we can ask for. Now you keep hearing this song, right? You'll never forget it now. Aw, nice group coming up to me and Robert right now, waving to us. We also have the Golda Oak Academy coming up. They have 100 members with them, pre-K through 12th grade from West Orange, New Jersey. Their mission is to nurture the unique potential of each student through an exceptional Jewish and general studies education.
Students explore the world through the lens of Jewish values and develop a love of learning, a personal relationship with the state of Israel and its people, and a commitment to the betterment of the world through Tikkun Olam, which is a phrase that we've heard increasingly after October 7th.
And a Jewish Educational Center now coming up. But yes, Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. So the Jewish Educational Center also has a large group here, 600 from Elizabeth, New Jersey. This includes the Yeshiva of Elizabeth Lower School, the Rav Tietz Mitzita Academy High School, and the Berea School for Girls. The Jewish Educational Center is a premier Jewish educational and communal institution.
This is the New Jersey Israel Commission.
It includes 75 community leaders appointed by Governor Murphy and 8 New Jersey lawmakers from both sides of the aisle.
The commission is a living, active body that represents New Jersey's support for our deep and historic friendship with the state of Israel. Established in 1989, the mission is to implement the goals of the New Jersey-Israel Sister State Agreement, which is administered by the New Jersey Department of State. Again, kind of speaking to that cross-ocean, cross-border relationship that we speak so much of here.
Yep. The bond just, it transcends oceans and it's amazing. And like, as we kept saying earlier, I mean, for New York to have this event year after year just shows their dedication to Israel and the Jewish people, protecting them, keeping their heritage alive. Yeah, so did you know that New York had the largest population of Jews outside of Israel?
I did. It's something that that we're reminded of each year, but it just sends such a powerful message. This is the Jewish Federation Heart of New Jersey, representing Monmouth and Greater Middlesex counties of New Jersey. Marching organizations include the Congregation B'nai Tikva, the Marlborough Jewish Center, and the Temple Beth Am.
They bring together their communities to address the issues facing Jews individually and as people locally in Israel and around the globe. They and their partners aid those living with hunger, mental illness, addiction, and financial or personal crises. So many flags. You know what? I was expecting only Israeli flags, and to see so many American flags intertwined, it's beautiful and says so much about their sentiment and their feelings as well.
Yeah, it's great.
We try to remind people that, yes, we do have so much support for Israel, but we never once forget what it means to be an American and how lucky and grateful we are to live in a country like this where we can be free.
And the fact that we live in a country where we can celebrate a day like this.
It's true.
You know, despite you know, the attacks that we've seen in this country, despite what happened on October 7th, we can have a day like this where we gather and play music and dance around and celebrate our unity. This is Yeshivat Noam from Paramus, New Jersey. This is their 17th year marching. Yeshivat Noam is a modern Orthodox Jewish day school with grades pre-K through 8th grade.
Founded in 2001 with only 50 students at the time, they have since flourished and are now a premier Bergen County yeshiva day school with over 800 students. Wow, what a growth. Education there is about unlocking doors, opening windows, and igniting hearts and minds. I should also mention the school has 9 sport teams and sits on over 5 acres of land. That's pretty amazing.
We only have about 10 minutes or so. Time flies when you're having fun, David. We want to say thank you again to City Hall, the NYPD, and all the other agencies who have gathered together to make sure that we stay safe today. What a tremendous logistical job that they did.
And at least the officers that I have seen and spoken to, they have genuinely seemed so happy to be here and to support us and to keep us safe. All right, so we have our QR code on the screen right there. If you're watching on a TV, use your phone, scan it. You can learn all about this event, also about JCRC-NY, and stay in touch with us. Hopefully you'll get all the details there so you can come back next year. This event will happen for years and years and years to come.
If you've missed any of this parade, we invite you to head to IsraelDayOnFifth.com. Again, IsraelDayOnFifth.com. There you see it on your screen. And you can go back and watch our entire 3-hour broadcast. You know, sometimes I'll do that during the year because these 3 hours, when you're up here, it's like a blur. So I'm like, I want to go back and see, you know, scroll through it. So feel free, if you've missed any of today's coverage, you can go back and watch it at IsraelDayOnFifth.com.
Yeah, and I actually, driving into the city last night, I was listening to our previous year's broadcast to prepare. Also, check us out on Instagram, JCRC_IsraelDayOnFifth. And also tag Robert and I, Robert Moses, reporter, and Dana Arshan. We'd love to see the images that you capture today. More chance of bringing them home, more yellow. We also had the Jewish Federation of Rockland County that passed.
And Ben Porat Yosef, an Orthodox yeshiva day school from Paramus, students in nursery through 8th grade.
They've been marching since 2010. They work to bring trained educators from Israel to the school in order to immerse the student body in Israeli culture and language.
Did I jump the gun on Ben Porat? I'm sorry. Ben Porat Yosef right here, 200 strong from Paramus. There's their banner, in case you didn't believe me.
Yes, I love the energy. I love waving to them. It's so surreal that this is what this year's chanting is about. I have to keep reminding myself about what is happening.
It is. It's you know, we're smiling and celebrating, and then you hear that, and you're reminded of why we're here.
Yeah. But as so many of my Jewish friends and family feel, is that all of this brings us closer together. All the hardships that we face just unite us even more. It feels like more than 200 students in that group.
Yeah, it does.
We have the Adolf Schreiber Hebrew Academy of Rockland in New City, New York. It's a yeshiva day school there, serving students from nursery through 8th grade. They've marched since the event's inception, also pretty amazing.
Yeah, founded in 1954, they're one of the leading Hebrew day schools in the tri-state area for the last 70 years. The mission is to provide Jewish children with the emotional, religious, and academic foundations necessary to live as productive, well-adjusted adults and proud contributors to the Jewish and general communities. You know, this parade has changed names through the years. The Youth Salute to Israel Parade, the Salute to Israel Parade, the Celebrate Israel Parade, this year Israel Day on 5th. But it has been a constant no matter what happens, and that's the most important thing. This is the Zaka float, founded in 1995. Zaka is Israel's dominant non-governmental rescue and recovery organization with more than 3,000 volunteers deployed around the country on call 24/7 to respond to any terror attack, disaster, or accident right away, professionally and with the necessary equipment.
And it's a civilian volunteer organization with the sole responsibility in Israel for dealing with incidents of unnatural death. They work in close cooperation with all emergency services and security forces. And ZACA is actually the Hebrew acronym for Disaster Victim Identification. Very important. These guys are heroes.
Boy, you're not kidding. Oh, good catch.
Somebody threw a ball at me and I got it, and then they threw one, and see?
Yeah, you
I got a lot today.
Yeah, you made out like a bandit today.
But then the ball hit the camera operator over there, and the girl felt really bad. She cut me right away. But I did make it. You know what? For you, my darling.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, she caught a ball too.
Ah, nice. Brooklyn Bayachad. I say Bayachad, Brooklyn Bayachad, 250 participants. The Brooklyn Jewish community is committed to the rich mosaic of Jewish life and reflects the great diversity of the modern Jewish people here and around the world.
Yeah, marching groups from East Midwood and Flatbush and Park Slope, among other places in that group.
I can't believe how many floats there are. I still have friends who are so far back. Oh, we have Stop Anti-Semitism coming up. That's actually, they have a huge Instagram page where they put out some really interesting and important content all the time. And it was founded in 2018. Stop Anti-Semitism was born in response to increasing anti-Semitic violence and sentiment across the U.S. It's a grassroots watchdog organization dedicated to exposing groups and individuals that espouse incitement towards the Jewish people and state and engage in anti-Semitic behaviors. I feel like the sun is coming in and out. This is like perfect temperature.
I know.
Coverage right now.
Yeah, it never got too hot today. I mean, it was warm, but not intolerable.
Again, the theme of this event, one people, one heart. One people, one heart.
That is the Hebron Fund float. It's a longtime friend of Israel Day on 5th. The Hebron Fund is a
501c3 nonprofit founded in 1979. A primary goal of the organization is raising of capital for the improvement of daily life for the residents of Hebron.
The fund also supports Hebron families, beautifies and maintains Hebron's holy sites, sponsors public events and increases visitors, and much more. The theme of their float today is Hebron now and forever, Hebron now more than ever. And marching today, several different people, including the organization's president, executive director, director general, their spokesman, chief security officer, and of course all the participants who have been supportive of the group.
And we are in our waning moments here on My 9 as we wrap things up. We want to send things down to Baruch for some final thoughts from him. Hey, Baruch.
Hey guys, you both have done such an incredible job up there. You know, the gravity today is absolutely palpable, and the two of you have really conveyed the messages of what we're seeing here on Fifth Avenue for all of our viewers around the world. You know, this has been such an important day. We've all done this for so many years, but today just felt more important and more symbolic than ever. We all are here to stand with Israel, and there really are two messages that we keep hearing over and over again. I don't think that we can say them enough. Bring them home, and one people, one heart. It's been an honor to share today with you. Thank you.
Baruch, thank you, and thank you for all of your contributions. You bring such a great energy and just dynamism to this get-together every single year.
We have to do it more than just getting together on this stage. But we all have that bond. And Baruch and I, the day we met, we had 1 million mutual friends. It was that game of Jewish geography that I told you, of course. Hi, everyone.
And we're so grateful that. Again, to all the city agencies who have made today possible, to our great crew here, David and Annette, and our stage crew up here, all the people behind the scenes in the truck. I hate doing a blanket thank you, but thank you all. Your contributions. JCRC's float is coming there in the distance. We want to thank them so much. They are the ones who produce this every single year, and they will start preparations for next year's parade long about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
So we thank JCRC. Dana, this has been an honor to be together.
I don't want to say goodbye.
I know. We hope you have found today. We hope you found today to be uplifting as we have. And yes, one final time, let's say, bring them home.
Bring them home.
Now.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
everyone,
for
joining us today.
must be over the top.